Posting. Okay, then hopefully we're online. We're online here, but it doesn't show on YouTube yet. Did I click the wrong link? Let's see. No, I'm in the right link. I'm in top chat and everything, but for some reason it hasn't caught up on my thing. It just says I'm waiting for myself. I'm waiting for myself. Oh, there it goes. It's just delayed. It says I'm waiting for myself. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I have disk space issues on my computer, and suddenly I couldn't get anything uploaded. We're gonna go in this mode because I couldn't get the information the things I wanted to show you with the ocarinas. I couldn't get the things I wanted to show you onto the computer, so I'll have to do it this way so that we can do the green screen trick, and then you can see it that way. Cleaning up space a little bit here so I have room for Karl to sit. Karl is pooping. Okay. But we'll go outside and see what the weather is like because it's beautiful. Let's see. We'll go all the way outside, I think. There's been some work done. And it's like a new place out here now. Look! Somebody with a wheel. So now we can do that from now on. And they fixed the road. If you remember all the rain we had this season and the ice digging out, they fixed. Because this isn't exactly like a public road. This is kind of like a really big long driveway to 4 cabins and us. So nice and fixed. And somebody biking. But that means I can also show you a couple of the clips from the base jumpers that were jumping from up there, where the base jumpers were jumping from. And they land in a field not too far over there, maybe about half a mile, less. Let's see. And we'll have to check out the water today because it's important. And all the other crap. Karl is pooping, so we have to find some nice ways of wasting time. Waterfall, obligatory waterfall photo. That's just a little one near us. That's not the one up by the village. The one by the village is, if I can get it to straighten out and zoom in, that one is from the village. We can look at it outside from the deck after. We've had a little bit of rain off and on, but today was actually a hot day, but nothing compared to the rest of Europe. So I hear CNN, look nice that water is though. Do you want to go swimming? Outer does. But yeah, no, I hear on CNN and other news networks in the United States that people are starting to cancel their vacations to France and Spain and Italy and going for a cold vacation or a coldcation instead, and they want to go to Norway. So let's, if that's any truth. But yeah, the water level's pretty low now compared. Should we check on the state of the fruit that we have up for Audra? It's been, what, 2 weeks of growth now? There you go, Audra. One has turned color. Trying not to fall in the hole here. There's some more. Lots and lots and lots. And lots. And I told Karl he has to go back and pick them all, but he doesn't agree with me. There's so many in there. Oh, look, there's a snail too. Maybe we can't give that one to Audra though. But she wants to make wine with these. So we will definitely help her along in her task. There's some more. And the raspberries are starting to come. I don't know if these are raspberries or blackberries, but I'm pretty sure these are raspberries. Oops, sorry, there we go. Even more tucked back in there, berries. So that is our growth season so far. They're gonna be good. Look at all of them. Okay, so out of all of these, only one has a color. That one's ripening a little bit faster than the others. So I'll catch up here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm very behind today because like I said, I had disk space issues on my computer, so I have to do a disk cleanup and see what I need to do. But I opted to send vertically so that we can do a green screen and show you the footage I was going to try to show you on my computer, but couldn't get it transferred over. Torben is first, the first one to say at 5 minutes 2 going, you think maybe of posting a link today? I was half surprised I didn't have more of those. Donna's here, Albert is here. Albert says, I also visited the Warhammer shop in Oslo and only bought a book and 2 pins. I'm back home from Pride Oslo. Let's see, Torben also sent some pictures of, he stupidly sent me a video of his beer. I'll see if I can find a way to show you that later, because I fought back hard. It just so happened. I mean, so there's Torben, he's just sending me a picture of Postman Pat finding a whole bunch of Ager beer, and he's got like 6 in his hand, and he's very proud of himself. Little did he know, then less than 20 minutes earlier, our delivery from Ager had arrived, and I had like 6 cases of beer, and I'm like, anything you can do, I can do better. That was totally worth it. Let's see. If I go this way, maybe you get a little prettier view. Just something got dried out in my throat here. That's what I get for being cheeky. Pruda says, we are holed up indoors this weekend. It's supposed to be 42 degrees tomorrow. Also recovering from 2 weekends in a row at Viking events. Midsummer festivities at Volen were amazing. Hector got to carry the figure of Jarlio. Serious work. It did, you know, like how Jesus carries the crucifix. Well, there you had Hector carrying Frey, and Frey was very happy to be there, shall we say. Torben says, I'm not allowed to buy Warhammer. We need things like electricity and food, amongst other nonsensical things. Clothes, yeah. Totally get it. I have to go shoe shopping with my kid because she's working behind a register and has to stand more now. PJ's here. She says, wow, you don't need clothes every day, though. New clothes every day. Yep, and yes, vertical today because I'm going to play the AI. I think that's probably the only way I can show you the videos I took in the village this morning. This afternoon, but I couldn't get them transferred over to the computer due to some space issues, so I have to figure that out. Let's see. PJ asks, Torben, can you swap the kids for Warhammer? And she has, by the way, gooseberries ripening and all white currants. Oh, wow. Night Outer says we have to wait a little bit longer on the berries. Torben says, I believe my army of gray shame is basically never ending. Speaking of Warhammer, it turns out that, okay, so we posted we've officially put it out now, the Nalbinding Festival in Gudvangen, which is going to be the 6th and the 8th, 6th through the 8th of November. And in 2 places I posted in the comments that rumor has it, at least 2 people will be battling Warhammer in the boathouse. Hashtag husband parking, hashtag daddy parking. And then one person picks up it, and in Zika Kepa, she writes, do you think you can handle dark elders? So you might get more competition you're aware of. I didn't see that one coming out of left field. So how do you guys feel about fighting dark elders? Do you think you can handle that? I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to Warhammer. I need a Karl for that. Let's see. Torben says, we used to trade Jack Russell Terrier for Necrons. We will trade a used Jack Russell Terrier for Necrons. And then, hey, Robert's here all the way from Scotland. Pruda says, can you push the meth bags around those freak to protect them? Oh, over here? They'll be fine. I mean, there's so many. Look at how many are in there. It's loads and loads and loads and loads. I'm not going to pick all of that. It's going to take forever. But the snails won't get to all of that. Let them have a little bit of fun. Not to mention we compost behind that. We throw apple cores and potatoes and crap back there. Okay, anyway, but then we'll go in and we can look up from the deck. Look! Instagram mode. Can you see? Can you see where I am? I hate that. There you go. I can add a Q&A sticker. Questions you've wanted to ask. Should we try it? Question I've always wanted to ask. Well, which Warhammer class is the best? No, I have to start a Q&A. Ah, screw it. You guys can just answer in there. But how do I go back now? We'll just do it like that. That's apparently a new thing I can do in vertical mode is start a Q&A. So maybe we'll play with that another time intentionally. It just prompted me and asked me if I wanted to do that. Okay, then we'll go out on the deck and see if Karl is... Well, we'll go in the house, and if Karl's not done pooping, we'll go on the deck. We had a question that comes up quite a bit about horseshoes, or at least it's come up a lot for me anyway. And then it came up again at work, and we found out nailed horseshoes. There is a find from the Viking age. So I can look that one up too today and show you if I can figure out how to put it on my screen. So Karl is still pooping. Yep. Twin number 1 is here, but she will only reveal herself if she wants to be revealed. Oh. And I forgot I was cooking. Don't worry about the oven in the back there, though. It's because the oven thing needs to be washed down every once in a while. In the back there, a little cover thing is missing. Onions. Cecilia, I'm turning off the onions for now. We'll continue with that after. Now you can see a little better. There we go. Actually, that does kind of do it justice in vertical mode. PJ says the office where I worked reached 29 degrees on Friday. Onions, apparently, says Torben. Yeah, we're going to have spaghetti. With shilling shirt, with hamburger, I was going to say shirtdag and shilling shirtdag, but no, it's actually, we have to have cow. Cecilia doesn't want to eat pigs because they're cute, so we're not having pig. But onions and tomato sauce, don't worry, it's first price, came in a jar. All we have to do is open it and throw it in, and then cook some spaghetti and we're good to go. PJ says, isn't that against the health and safety, or no, Bruda wants to know, if it was against the health and safety rules to have 29 degrees in the office where she works. Holy crap. Maybe. Today is a pretty hot day. If I turn this, you can see the sun. If I'm out of the way, there you go. It's over there somewhere up there. But this is about the, yeah, it's about the hottest now. We were very happy to get a ride home. Yesterday we walked. This morning, this morning we walked. It was a nice walk in the morning, but I did not want to walk home in this. But we've been pretty fortunate anyway, because the mountains offer quite a bit of shade. And because we have kind of almost, sometimes we have our own atmosphere between the mountains. And it's been a little bit of clouds here and there, so it kind of kept things cool a bit. And if that doesn't work, you can just jump in the river or the fjord. It's nice and cold there. As PJ was saying at the work office, actually there's no maximum set. We can't have AC because it's a listed building and has a lead roof. Oh geez. Osman is here. He says waterfall and sun rays view. Yep. See if we can catch the sun this way maybe. There you can see where it's shining from. Anne Moreau is here. She says, PJ, that was outside, max 28 inside, but since you can't open windows, there is no air. Oh, geez. No, but anyway, so we'll do a little more waterfall here for you before we go in. I like all the hearts. Yeah, how was the weather in India, Osman? You guys must be dying. We have a couple of surprise people in the village. Some of the Polish vendors coming back from Trondheim that have stopped. So they're in for a couple of days, and then they head on to Bora next week. Hi, Karl. We're staring at a waterfall, hoping it cools us off. Is it working? Is it working for you, Karl? Do you feel colder just looking at a waterfall?
If I feel like Holger when I'm looking at the waterfall?
No, don't feel like Holger. You feel colder.
No.
You don't feel colder looking at a waterfall?
No.
Horrible.
The fact that the waterfall is there tells you it's plus degrees.
Yeah, it's plus. That's true. No, they were talking about how hot it was in their office space. How was it working in the heat today?
Wasn't that hot.
If you manage the short glimpse at the thumbnail that I made, those two fighters, and there's a third one that came out after, were fighting in the sun all day today. I thought that was pretty impressive.
It was
Yeah?
dry like this most of today.
Try to breathe and then tell me after you're done coughing.
It was dry like this most of today.
Oh, okay, so hazy. Yeah. Because it's not raining over there, that's just moisture in the air. Osman says it was 40 degrees and very, very hot. Yeah, no, I'll stay up north for now. Robert says, I don't envy any of you. I had to do temperatures. I have to do temperatures like that for almost half the year down here in Upside Down Land. Oh, it's Raymond Roberts, not Robert Reynolds. Raymond is in Australia. We have both of them today. No, at Upside Down Land. Yeah, it's winter where he's at. But yeah, and oh my God, your winter was just, your summer, our winter was really hot too. Torben says, I heard from a British tourist while woodworking in Eidfjord the other day. You know you are in Norway when the postman drives a Mercedes. That's actually true. There's a lot of them around here, BMWs too. I guess it's not as elite when you're on this side of the pond. On the American side, though, they're all in, then they're expensive as hell. BMWs and Mercedes and things. Nikki says it's below freezing where she is, and it's in New Zealand. PJ says, I was lucky this week. My fan burnt out and I bought a new one on the way to work. 2 hours later, I heard that the shop had sold out of fans. That happens here every year, by the way, the air conditioning units and the fans sell out. Anne says, Raymond, so if I ever want to leave Belgium, it won't be to Upside Down Land because of the hot. Robert says, looking at a waterfall just makes it worse because you know how cold it would be and you can't get in the water. Okay, sorry, we'll stare at the water. How's that? The river. Nice, pretty blue. There's actually a breeze coming off that river, just so you know. Raymond says, and definitely don't come to Australia if you don't like heat. Radispe's here! Is that like saying if you can't take the heat, get out of Hell's Kitchen? No. The Patmobile is a Mercedes, Vito. Okay, anyway. We can go sit inside, and I did this in vertical mode intentionally because we're going to play with AI. I mean, not AI, green screen. I don't know jack shit today. Are you getting anything to drink? Stay away from the sombrero.
Okay, 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. Can you bring me a glass and some outer wine here? I have to clean off a little space on the table.
1, 2, or 3.
2. I have no idea. He's guessing at the baskets up at top there. That's where the alcohol is hiding. Don't tell my kid. No, she's a good girl. She won't try to drink it. Nothing? We said nothing. I know nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so I have to clean off the table a little bit, but I wanted to show... First, I have to get rid of the ocarinas because we found out every time we try to do a green screen, we have floating testicles in the background. It's not pretty. It's actually quite funny. You want me to show you? Let's see. If it's this one, no, that's a sticker. I don't want to do a sticker. Not retouch. I can make myself look beautiful. There it is. See? This is why we have to remove the ocarina. It looks completely different with green screen on. Let's see if I can turn that off again. There we go. Okay. If you play those, Karl will kill you and it'll be great. Yeah. Okay. So this picture, if I can show it. Well, you can see them a little bit. This is Juan and this is Adan. They are our two fighters this year from Spain. I was going to try to show you a vertical photo. The other one in the picture on the green screen is, or on the thumbnail print is, ooh, thank you. Dimitri. Maybe we can show. There you go, if I get my butt out of the way. There. There you can see it. So Dimitri would be that one. He's here from Latvia and you can mint coins with him. He'll be, I think he leaves at the end of the month, but he comes back within about 2 weeks and then he's here pretty much till August. I think I have a picture somewhere of his coin minter. Let's see if I can find it. I have too many pictures. There. So you can mint coins with him. You take that big ass sledgehammer, and yes, it's big, and you can. He'll place a coin in there. He's got a couple of little replicas, etc. And then you can stamp your own coin, and that's something that it's a service that he provides as a freeman, which means he can charge money for that and keep that. But that it's kind of fun to watch people make coins too, and he can also turn the pendant into a necklace if you want. But yes, very beautiful Viking. Everybody wants their picture taken with those three, but they actually look quite cool sitting under a waterfall, taking a break from the heat. Especially the first two here that have to, basically their job is to kill each other all day long and kill tourists as well for our amusement. And they are living, the two fighters are living in this house here, the one that Audra had. When she was here, Audra and Vilborg had that one. I have to take a look at the chat on... The ocarinas show up on the background, but the bullock daggers don't. No! He can't see those, but we'll see those later, I guess. Burly guys, yes, they are manly men from Spain. The two from Spain and one from Latvia. Let's see. Raymond says, I just missed out on seeing snow in Michigan a few years ago. It snowed the day after I left. Oh, wow. Were you in Upper Peninsula or mainland? There we go. Now it's caught up all the way here. Mint coins. I heard mint coitus. That's not the same. Karl, do you want to tell Torbjörn that minting coins is not the same as mint coitus? Yeah.
You slam thing with your thing.
Do you know the history of that? How old those coin minters are? They're hard to get a hold of. But...
Ridiculously old. The Romans made coins that way, and so did probably the Persians and... I wouldn't be surprised if it goes much further
wine.
Now I'm going to try something I actually kind of know doesn't
What are you going to
work.
try? I can turn off green screen and we can look at you for a minute. There you go. What are you going to try? There's Karl, by the way, for those who have missed him. Oh, he's having Bacardi rum and an Osman shot glass with iced coffee.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to make a little teeny... Oh, you're going to do half and half. Is this a bit like your version of Karsk?
Kind of. But I kind of also know that this tastes horrible.
Tell them what Karsk is for those who don't know. Karsk. K-A-R-S-K.
This is the two things you have in abundance in Trøndelag, where Rune is from, is moonshine and coffee. So obviously they combine it. What you do is that you take a cup or a glass or whatever, and then you put, well, the old coin, the 5 øre, at the bottom of it. And then you, see, how is it again? You add coffee until you can't see the 5 øre anymore. And then you add moonshine until you can see it clearly again. And then you drink it. Another recipe is that you add moonshine until it dissolves.
The coin? That might be pretty strong. Donna says that's an interesting combo, Karl.
Yes.
Cheers, says Audra. Cheers, my teeny tiny little glass.
It should work, because as my friend the chef says, hvis to ting godt hver for seg, så det godt sammen også. But in reality, This will taste like something you would feed animals.
If you spill it on the couch, I'll kill you. Just
Okay,
expand your skirt.
I can
There you go.
probably do the first one without spilling, but
I know, that's why I see you trying to pour it.
nope. not
Now it
even the
looks
first one.
okay. So Karl has a big creamed coffee stain in his lap, and it now looks like he had too much fun.
So,
Did I call it or
oh god,
what?
it even looks horrible.
Your lap looks even worse. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you just wanted an excuse to rub it.
No, nobody's that desperate.
So let's see how my facial expression changes when I drink this thing.
Audra says, "Oh my God." Albert says, "The Warhammer book I got is the Necron book, The Infinite and the Divine." And Raymond says, "Not for kids." Okay, that doesn't definitely not for kids, Raymond.
These are two good things that combined taste horrible. So we're not doing that again.
Robert says, "Oh crap, that." So I have to say that in a Scottish dialect or something. "Oh crap, that looks awful."
It is actually straight up awful. Cannot be recommended.
Okay, well, no, but my little hibiscus vanilla from Audra is very good. Okay, so I got to show some more pictures because this is not pretty to watch. We'll put the green screen back on. I had some. Hopefully it'll play a video. We shall see. There we go. I just see Karl. I need a pillow or something to put in front of your face.
It's not entirely sure if I am
Where
the
is
primary motif or whatever the fuck this.
No, the bollocks diggers didn't show up.
They are showing up. Oh man.
Now we can see.
I could go out of the way. That might be easier, don't you think?
No, I could just move it. I just had to laugh though. There we go. Pillow cushion up a little higher. Yeah? You charger I have somewhere on the table here.
This one doesn't work.
I'm gonna have to use this one though, because I have to charge the phone after a while. Okay, but I gotta show some pictures because now we're just playing with the green screen thing. Oh crap, that stuff looks awful. Okay, so the fighters. I think I'm going back ones in case they weren't saying. Oh, they're raising the coffee cup and saying cheers. Now look at the yarn shows up. I can't win. It's probably in my bag, my backpack, which is behind me. Let's see. Vertical mode. A lot of fighter pictures today. These ones are kind of fun. This is another guy that just shows up today, or showed up yesterday. This is Victor. Victor is all the way from Poland. He's the one in the chainmail here. Can you see much of what kind of gear he's using, Karl? They're discussing, but right now they're talking about gloves and things, because he has HEMA training and other kind of training. So they try. There's some 3 pictures in a row, but the gear he's wearing are here. So there you have Juan, Adon, the 2 from Spain, and the one in the middle is Victor.
Yeah. So notice how they're dressed.
Here, I can zoom it up.
See if this tells you something about the difference between Polish and Spanish safety rules when you are...
We will find out. Vlad comes tomorrow, so we're going to add France to the mix. But there you go. You can see the outfit a little bit better there.
Yeah, no, I see it just fine.
And for all you women out there, one of them asked me, would it be bad if I took off my tunic and walked around because it's so hot? And I'm like, nope, I don't think the men would mind us all as long as you are not a married man, because what happened if the man showed his nipples in public?
It would be a reason for divorce for the wife.
Yeah, but if he's unmarried, then he can show his nipples off all he wants, right?
Yeah, the odds of ever getting married are severely reduced, but...
Robert says, I'm guessing that tasted worse than it looked. Was it pretty bad, Karl?
It's barely drinkable.
Donna says, you guys are truly lucky to live and work in such a beautiful place. My daughter and I were walking to work this morning, and I told her we live in a flippin' postcard. And she says it's weird because the mountains, the background isn't moving or is moving. So it does feel like you're in a postcard too. One was better. I think they're all pretty much the same, those pictures.
Did you take any picture of them actually fighting, or are they just
There's
modeling
one,
for you?
I think, when they're you can see them fighting in the background. I can zoom it in on here.
Yeah,
But this is
I
him
see-
fighting
I
with
see
a
it,
tourist.
but
Yeah,
it's
yeah. He's fighting with a tourist in the back there, but so they're practice fighting. There you can kind of see. I was showing Karl a little close up of that. That's a Dawn fighting with someone. But no, I don't know how much they got started today because Victor arrived kind of late yesterday. They have the two Spaniards have a fight show that's choreographed. Of course, it's being on. It's a performance thing twice a day for the villagers and has to be short enough to fit between the guided tours, so they have like less than 15 minutes. But any fighting outside of that, they're free to do up on the hill there, and either they fight with the tourists or they fight each other, and they can try all the fun stuff. Let's see. Rudisby says, can't have your man show off his tits in public. The scandal, Karl. Oh, I got a present from, I got a present. I purchased some items from Greg today. Gregor's Pilarczyk. So I fixed these sheep and I gave them some jewelry. So now they represent, they look like, it could be a Greg sheep and it could be a Barbara sheep, his wife. She has a necklace too, but I didn't have a vertical picture of that, but you can kind of see it a little bit there. So I gave those to them today because they're leaving. This is the picture I was going to use. It's vertical, so it's horizontal, so you can't really tell. I was going to use this picture for the thumbnail, but I've used this view quite a bit before. It's over the river. But this is in the morning, and you can see the little low-lying clouds. That's kind of what brings... Oh, actually, that's really beautiful on the screen right now. Do you see it, Karl? I have to show you.
yeah.
It's actually a really good cut of it. You get this huge dramatic sky. But those low-lying clouds, that's not smoke. And then there's another like low-lying cloud there, right about here. I'll back up. That's what kind of kept it to be a little bit cooler. Let's see if I zoom out a bit here now. I have to show Cecilia. As soon as my finger moves out of the way, you can see it there. See how pretty? Yeah. Don't you want to go for a swim? It's a fantastic place to live and to be a part of, says Robert. Yep, I have to back up some more so you guys can see properly. Why are man nips taboo in Norway, asks Novia. Karl, explain man
It's
nips.
not a problem in Norway. You can walk around
No, but-
topless as a man in Norway with little issue.
There's another
It's a
photo.
problem in the Viking Age.
Yeah? Why is it a problem in the Viking Age?
The Viking gender roles are almost as cut with a knife. Man does this, women does that.
Let me turn it this way.
And they would consider a man showing up off his nipples to be a man doing something feminine.
Yeah?
So ergo is not a man at all, ergo he can't be married to a woman.
There we go. We put it back on you so they can focus on you a bit more.
They have a concept called argi, which is
Argi?
basically a man who does that. And a man who does magic, a man who shows off his nipples, a man who milks a cow, would all be considered argi. It's a man who's not really a man. It's like halfway a woman, but not even that. It's
Are they intertjern or
no
neutral?
It's somebody who breaks their gender roles.
Ah, but we're doing that a lot nowadays. Society.
Yes, but we don't live in Viking society
Oh,
in
okay.
our days.
Good point.
Imagine how much bloodshed there would be in this village if we actually did.
By the way, Torben says, if it's taboo to show off a man to show off his nipples in public, could you please tell the old geezer that lives next door to him?
Is your old geezer from the Viking Age, Torben?
And then Nolvi asks, what if they wore pasties? Would that be okay?
I assume that's like the Las Vegas
Yes.
thingamajig.
Yes, the only way you can get away with nudity, because it's not technically nuded anymore.
Yeah. Viking laws are kind of up to interpretation. You have a jury system. So if you manage to convince 12 farmers that your pasties makes you less feminine, then yeah, it's fine.
By the way, and then Pruda says, Odin didn't give a fuck about gender roles. No, I don't think so, as long as
No,
they killed on the battlefield.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Oh.
He's the boss. He is kind of above the rules.
Yeah.
And if you read Loki's Tretta, where Loki comes in and insults all the gods, the two insults he has for Odin is Odin milks cows, and Odin plays the drums like a prophetess. So both of them are kind of barbs at Odin for stepping over the gender divide.
My nalbinding is missing here. Torben says he looks like he's from the Viking age, 1100 to 1200 years old. The neighbor, the old geezer living next door.
Yep.
So he's related to Karl. Is that what you're saying? Actually, I think I might have insulted your sisters there. I didn't mean that the way it came out. Because Karl, we're pretty sure, Greg and I were just talking about it, that we dug you up on the fjord under that big rock mound. That's where we found you.
Where the fjord is water, right?
Yeah, there's like a little rock mound out in the fjord. Like an island. Where there's a Viking burial, and that's where we
it's
think
from the migration era.
It's from the migration era. So you're older
There are
than
Viking burial mounds, but you need to have a time archaeologist to find them. The one that is blatantly obvious right across from Bakka is from the migration era.
Okay, so we dug you up from the migration area, so that makes you even older than a Viking.
Yes.
Yep.
By definition, I would be.
See what I did there? I'm proud of myself. Nolvius, let's go say, no, Radisby says Loki especially didn't care about gender roles. Ha ha ha.
Well,
He was a gender bender.
Considering that he's the mother of a horse, yeah. You could say that.
Nolvia says they could be leather with metal spikes. Laugh out loud. Talking about the pasties.
Yeah. I don't know what the Vikings' reaction to leather nipple covers would be.
You have in here.
I know my reaction to leather every time I see it. And that is usually this face.
You don't have a tame archaeologist on staff, writes Peruda. Actually, we kind of do, but he's not on staff. He's a freeman. Roman is a archaeologist.
The freemen are not on staff.
No, they're not on staff.
Much,
he's a volunteer.
Yeah.
But he's an archaeologist.
We used to have one back in the day, Lars Pile.
Yeah.
But it's... And you could say that Nick and Siri come close.
Yeah, they were both studying for it, at least.
Yeah, both of them had bachelor's degrees in archaeology. But we don't have one right now, as far as
we got PJ in staff, in chat. I mean, PJ is an archaeologist. Redisby says many gods transformed into women and women animals, female animals. Yeah. Let's see. There should be some more. I wonder if the videos will show. This I'm kind of hoping. Does. Crap! The videos I wanted to show don't show. I wanted to show a picture of all the jewelry that we saw. Ingunn came to visit for the day. She's somebody I know from out on the east part of Norway. And there's some pictures of her kid. This is I have to put it over this way so you can see properly. I tied her kid up to the slave trading post. Karl, you gotta look this way. Don't look at the screen. You just make it go green.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, when you see your body move out of the way, you can see on the screen there. See the little sign up ahead says for sale. She was very happy, and somebody commented that I had really excellent child rearing skills. Babysitting is no problem in a Viking village. You just because she's wearing, there's supposed to be like a neck cuff. Actually, I might have a better picture of that.
It's like a miniature version of some kind of Norwegian politician. I just don't know which one.
She's cute.
Yeah, that's good.
There was a little video where she's stuck to it, though, but she's putting the neck collar around her waist, so I guess it's not completely sealed there. So we found out this is how we could child rear. No, they were up and visiting, and it was absolutely wonderful. I wanted to show some little videos of that, too, because we have all these things set up, like basically the collar thing, and then we have little foot... place to put your feet, foot
Well, it's like stock, but it just
Yeah.
knocks down your feet, not your head and your arms.
Yeah, yeah. So we have one of those people can put their feet in to pretend like they've been sold into slavery. And she went and she fought Juan. For example, she was sword fighting with him. She was throwing the little rings on the antlers we have set up by the axe throwing. She was throwing those little sticks with a rope in between and trying to get it caught on a ladder. She did. She played Coob. She visited with you when you were dealing with weapons, Karl. She visited the blacksmith. She visited the sheep, fed the sheep. Visited the chieftain, who looks like Santa. Tried a little archery and got to throw the leather axe because she's too small to throw a real axe anyway. But it was so fun to see someone said doing all these things that we have set up for kids, etc., and kind of seeing the village through the eye of the child. It was quite fun. So we were very happy to have them come and visit. And the little chicken babies. I don't know if you can see them in this photo. I'll find out when it changes on my screen. I think we have about 9 chicks right now.
I think I see more and more every day.
Yeah, they're populating like mad. There you can see the little chick. Yeah, you can see them in that picture. And she was visiting with them too. It's okay to visit with them. Might be showing up better in this one. So I think they're horizontal photos. But we shall see. But yeah, you can see like the wingspan on one of the chicks. Nah, you can see it better in the first one. These are what, about 3 weeks old now? They're starting to get proper feathers on them.
They are in many different sizes, so they are not the same age all over.
Let's see. I think I have to load more pictures to see them all. That's too bad the videos won't show, though. That would have been awesome. So I'm a little bit further back. Oh, yeah, station. I don't know if she's actually posing in this one. This is the boat that broke out by the hotel. It was mounted on the shore. There you go. Yeah, so she stands up in there. So we have it kind of fixed so people, because everybody wants to climb in the boat that we have, but they can't. It's pretty fragile. But this is the one that broke. So after it got back from the insurance company, then we put it back in the village, and we put it in our village and painted it. And behind her, it looks like a little Viking burial mound where all the broken pottery goes to heaven. So that was kind of fun to see. Yeah, here we are, the picture of them feeding Ingun and their daughter. Let's see, whoops, I'm in the wrong picture here. Try this one more time.
It's really
there we go.
Snuggly today.
Yeah, Carla's very snuggly over there. I can put her on camera, but then Jay's cats will get excited. As soon as you even
talk about it, she gets excited.
Yeah.
And wants to walk off in random directions.
So this is Sigurd. That's the new sheep, and he's about 1.5 years old. Let's see. Actually, it should be turning 2 pretty soon. PJ says, I'm an archaeologist, but not a Viking specialist. Oh, she can come here. We'll fix that. And she also can type. No, you can type just fine. Pruda says, it seems to me that reenactors are either highly educated with multiple qualifications or blue collar, no in between. Could be, yeah. Raymond says, PJ, it reminds me of Star Trek 4 nuclear vessels. Torben says, we need a new rooster. That last one died on himself. We have about 5 roosters. I'm not kidding, Torben. You could probably have one. Just have one. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Definitely. We have way too many roosters right now, and we technically only need 1.
I saw 2 unauthorized cockfights just today.
Did you?
So we need to...
Okay, if they're starting to fight each other, that's the thing. I know there's just an awful lot of chicken porn going on in the village. The chickens will... I don't know if I have a picture of... Let's see if we can go back to where she was feeding or checking the baby chickens. Maybe we see there. Try this one. Yeah, if I zoom way in, but I don't think we'll see it on here. Yeah, okay, so there's one chicken that's one chicken mother that's straight ahead, and you can see her tail feathers are straight up, but right at the base of her tail feathers on her back, you can't see it on this one because I don't think she has it, but some of the feathers can get plucked away.
You understand that I don't see that because of your green screen?
No, they'd have to zoom in on their own screen, but I just wanted to zoom in to see. But anyway, right at the base of the tail on the back, if the feathers are missing there, it looks like they got plucked, and it's actually chicken rape. They like climb onto the back. This is, if you don't know how chicken porn works out, it's very important that we talk about chicken porn. If you don't know how chicken porn is, the rooster jumps on the back of the hen and grabs on for dear life and pulls the feathers out literally of her lower back while he does his business until he's done. Fortunately for them, they don't last more than a second. So
I'm not sure if that is fortunately or unfortunately.
unfortunately, I don't know. Chicken soup, says Outer. That's right, Outer. We can get you to make some while you're here, maybe. I wonder if I have any other fun photos to show. No, they're all, most of the photos that I wanted to show were videos, actually. Let's see, I can turn off the green screen, put it back on. And I'll see, some of them might show up on the computer, but I don't know. Okay. I found a Karl, though. Look at that. And a Karla.
Yeah. She was nice and snuggly for like 10 minutes straight now, which is pretty impressive. So.
Show the photo of Hector, says Pruda. I can. Let's see first. Oh, PJ sent a photo too. She says, here, this week's art is not quite finished. It's the character Tam from my books, digital art drawn on the iPad. This looks really cool. Okay, I have to show this because it's a problem with my disk space on the computer not loading. That's why. Whoops, that's an extreme close-up. There. That's really cool. I saw it when it was partly done, and it reminded me of somebody I know named Jan Terje. But it doesn't look the same now. It was only when you were just starting out. This is a really good job. She did that on the iPad. I don't know if you saw that one, Cecilia. I'll have to show you later. My daughter also draws on her iPad with some drawing programs. Really cool. I like the shading in the neck and everything. It almost looks like a painting. Let's see if I can find... see some from Peruta too. Being called out for posting pictures of the guys on my thumbnail by another Viking saying, are you trying to attract the women? That's right. No. Let's see. Okay, there I got Peruta's up here so I can... There it is. Okay. There. I was reminded immediately of... you can see I'm having a loading issue on the bottom, though. It reminded me immediately of Jesus carrying the cross, but that's not Jesus. Or not that's a cross. I mean, that's something complete, something else.
It's not a cross either, but you could.
It's not a crucifixion, yeah.
You could probably get nailed to that thing, but that would be in
yeah, go ahead.
Different way.
In a different way. But I can see Hector's got some seriousness into his face there, so he's definitely taking his role very seriously. This woman over here, on the other hand, isn't quite sure what to make of the situation. She looks a little concerned as she looks sideways through her eyes at...
But if somebody walks up to you with a thing like that and a serious expression, you probably would be concerned.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's see. We're going to have to watch the phone battery here. I'll see if I can get some of these other little...
I'm assuming this is some kind of Celtic thingy, but I'm not familiar with it.
This is over at Volin, I think. See, it's where it says PJ sent a photo, got that one. But the problem is most of my videos weren't uploading to... Oh, I got some. Okay, so let's try... This one actually managed to send, as I can't send it from my photo while I'm here, but okay, then I could try it that way. This is Jens. I have to hold this. There we go. Just gonna get it supported here. Jens Parleberg, I think, or something. Parlenberg from Germany. In other words, Freier Wikinger, if you spell it with a W. Let's see if I can zoom just a hair so you can get the whole thing. These are some of the candles that he has. Do you know anything about those tri-candles, Karl? It's an oil lamp. I mean, yeah, with the yeah. Do you know anything about the history of those? How old they are? How far back? Or
they're pre-Viking, I believe, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
because I have tried to find sources on them, but I struggle.
Yeah, I could believe these would probably be definitely older than Viking age. They're really cool though, but it's harder to.
It's also ceramics, so it was almost certainly not used in Norway.
Yep. He was missing, so he's somebody we haven't had here since our Viking markets, but he was finding out that it's a little different than the Viking market. The Viking market, he sells a lot of the wooden dishes and things, but when your guests have swapped from Vikings to cruise and such, then it was a lot of the small things we're selling. There's a little piece of amber on the side there. I don't know if you can see it. I tried to. There's some different colored ambers on there. Things like that they would sell. We did actually buy some of his amber to put in the shop, but it would be, of course, cheaper to buy it straight from him. Let's see how much this works. I can probably try to stop there. You can see he had some leather pouches. He's got some woodwork in the back that I've hopefully caught on some other things, on some other clips, but I don't know how many clips got sent. And in the back here, he's got those birch bark boxes that I showed a couple of weeks ago that he's made as well. And he's got crow carvings. Yeah, I do show some carvings on this one. Ravens, not crows, but my mom would like them to be crows. He also has this, his water skins. His tent is always easy to spot because he has like the tapestry, Oseberg tapestry behind him. He's been doing this for way more years than I have. These are all wood carvings. That one I think I bought for my mom once upon a time, probably 10 years ago. If you want to see that one a little bit better. They were quite cool to see. And he's got the big can opener Viking, dragon head. And there's other bowls and things. For those of you going to Bordeaux, he is going to be in Bordeaux. He just left tonight. Or he's packing right now anyway, and he'll be leaving first thing in the morning to head out for Bordeaux. But these are things he would sell quite a bit of at a Viking market. Also the chests for carrying things. Because the Vikings will buy them. They need them when they're going places and they have to different markets. And but our customers on the other hand, the tourists and things, they need to try. Oh, then there's buckets too. They have to try to fit all this stuff in their suitcase, so it's a little bit more trickier for them. These looked really cool too. I almost got some for the village, but we still have two that are capable to have drinking water in. But it's nice to see the buckets with a lid. Because sometimes when you go to markets, it's not easy to get a hold of water and you need to have drinking water readily available, and you could just scoop some into your cup that way. And then he had some bows and arrows for kids and these little chests here too. He had a bunch of stuff. More on the other side over there. But that might be in a video I have to show next week if I can't quite get it to show here. I can let it go through one more time for full speed. But this is a 3-part tent that just barely fit behind the chieftain's hall. But it was nice to have him back. I think it's been about 2022 since he's been here before. Hey, Max. We're taking a little peek in the Viking village today, the best way I could show it, because we had to catch a ride home. But yeah. Lots of really pretty things. I have a yarn bowl those I think are made out of birds. One of my favorite things he has is, I don't know if I can go back a little bit. Might work, might not. No. The spoons, the wooden spoons with a hole in it. I remember getting one of those with my kids so we could make spaghetti after hours, because that was the closest thing I had to a strainer. Or if you were going to make fish, if you're going to boil fish, then you want a spoon with holes in it. Yeah. I think you've got your arrows from there too, the arrows with the little bulb, rubber balls on the end so that they wouldn't hurt as much. Yeah. But yeah, I thought maybe there might be able to see a spoon with a hole in it. It's too bad we couldn't do the movies via green screen kind of thing. It didn't quite work. But some of these videos I got onto my computer, but not all of them. So whatever's missing, we'll just show next week too. So it was a surprise. We weren't supposed to have a full village of Vikings, but it ended up being so because there was a little gap between the Trondheim Viking market and the Bordeaux Viking market. So they came here to kill some time. There's a spoon with holes in it. So if you're cooking fish, Viking age pasta. Or a Viking potato. There's no such thing as pasta and potato in the Viking age. In Norway, at least. Yeah. But these chests are wonderful, by the way, that he has at the bottom here. If you are doing reenactment, that is a must-have, these things, because it serves as a chest to put your things in as you're traveling, but also as a bench to sit on during markets, etc., or when you want to eat your food, for example. You'll see some more soon under the tables there. There's a couple more as well. So they're really great for sitting on too. I need a treasure chest, says Aura. There you go. Well, he's going to be in Borda, but otherwise I think he heads pretty much back to Germany. But there are some more that make those. I would love to have a class in the village to show how to make those. Or so people can make their own. I think that would be absolutely wonderful, but we'll see. There's Alex calling me out for showing off the guys. Let's see. This is me sending stuff to myself, but see, some of them weren't sending, so I didn't realize that they weren't loading. So we're gonna watch a little at a time. This is the same guy's tent. I was gonna show Greg or Greg's or Greg anyway, his tent. But we might have to show that next week because I think those can upload. These are little boxes, by the way, where the lids come up. Those ones I thought would be kind of cool too, and he did sell some of those while he was here this week. There's some more wall hangings. He wanted to know if we'd be interested in the shop, but they don't move as fast because they're hard to get home. They're kind of big. Drinking horns, horn cups. This is kind of funny too because so I bought some amber from him to put in the shop, and this is apparently where his cash register. So there's this nice boat sitting on top of it, and he goes to lift the lid to put the money in, and I immediately stuck my hand out because I thought the boat was going to fall off, but the boat is glued to the top of the chest. But it's some pretty carving on there. There you can see the little boxes. That might be a little too modern for Viking, but we'll get them fixed. And there we go, a little closer. That boat's a pretty popular one too. But you can also see the Oseberg tapestry print he has behind. Odin's mask. These two I would have been interested in for the shop. Yeah, we'll do one more quick look so you can see through. It's kind of fun to see what they make though. But it's been a while since we've got Piotr in all the time, but his wood carving and this guy's wood carving are quite different. Piotr loves to he does all these little spirals and fills every void, which I think is absolutely amazing too. Yeah. There was another thing that some of these horns, I don't know how well you can see it, they have like carved in a spiral on the bottom. But it doesn't show up too well. Let's see what else I have, if I have another video that survived. No, the pictures. Oh, this one did. Tattooing. Luli is tattooing in the village. This is all done by her. We can only have one tattoo artist at the time, though, because you can't have a village full of tattooers. She's now been making her own jewelry, and then she's got these little pictures she's made here. Not a big fan of the Viviser and the Binderun ones, but the rest are okay to sell in the village. There you go. So actually quite a few people come through to get tattoos. It's kind of amazing. But she's not on staff. She's a freeman. She does this all on her own. It comes out every year, but as long as she's willing to be here the majority of the year, she's pretty much blocked anybody else that wants to try it because we can only do the one at a time. She's been making torques as she's gotten into metalwork. These I've been having a hard time finding for the shop. So I'm very happy to see that she has torques here so some people can get them. And then the slate, yeah, let's pretend we didn't see those. They're not Viking. The rest are. They're very cool. Realize this isn't the best way to see it, but it's one way to show the village when we can't be there right now. A lot of Thor's hammers, those are always very popular. Does she use modern tattoo needles, or is she doing a Viking art style? She has to. So actually, there's one thing that might be able to show in the last video. She has to do it Viking style. We are very picky because we don't want to have too much show in the back. So I don't know if we can see it very well here. She does have some, a type of film saran wrap kind of thing that's around these, but it's clear so that you can't see it very well. We don't want it in the background of a picture. And then she's got the rubbing alcohol and other things there, but she has them kind of camouflaged as best as possible. So, and she's using black gloves, which is another thing, because we don't want bright blue gloves, surgical gloves showing up in a picture, so she uses the black ones. We don't want big saran wrap. So the wrap that they can use will either be black or clear so that it doesn't ruin the the feeling for the rest of the village. But there you could almost see there a second ago that she had a little bit of ink on the side. But she has to keep most of it pretty hidden. Let's see if I zoom out here. There you can see the bottle. See, but she will try to keep it as hidden as much as possible. But yeah, it's hand poke, all of it. There you can see she's got like an antler. It's hard to see it there, but it's either antler or bone, and then it's got a needle on the end of it, and she has to hand poke them. No machines, tattoo machines, no. Then you can go to a parlor for that. It has to be as historic as we can get it, but still remain hygienic. See you, Ruddy's Pieces. I'll watch the rest of the stream later. And ouch, says Nolvia. Yep, no, I passed by, Tim Eagling was here last week, and his wife was getting a tattoo, and I asked her if she thought it was hurting, and she says, no, not at all. Can't barely feel a thing. I don't know if I believe her. I think she's lying. I don't have any tattoos, so I have no idea how that would be. That video didn't load. Here's some of one of Greg's videos loaded. Okay, but this is when I'm showing the belts, but so all the jewelry gets missed. But he's got all these belt buckles and fixings you can make. And then there's these things on there that you can put on, and he has a whole box full of these that you can fill up your belt as you go. And then there's his bags. You can also put these things, you can decorate your own bags with these things. And that's Greg behind there, by the way. Or Zhezgorj, I think is how you say it. But we call him Greg. And some coins. Yeah, that's the symbols we are. No, those ones are okay. But we try to keep it Viking correct. There is him, by the way. pilarart.pl. If you want to check out the things that he makes. I have actually 2 pieces from him that I got this time while he was here. Reconstruction. The thing is, this guy isn't he cute? He knows everything. I mean, he can tell you the history and the find without even looking it up of every single one of these pieces. It's absolutely amazing. So when we have vendors in the village, it's okay to come in and sell their things, etc. And they keep all the money they make. We make no commission off the stuff that is being sold in the village. But we do ask that they are not just a vendor behind a counter standing there with their hands behind their back. We need them to be interactive, which is what they're doing here. So he will talk to you about every single piece if you want. But then next week I'll show some video of the rest of his table. There are all those little things at the bottom. Those are rings on the left and temple rings, pendants. Forget the Vivies or you didn't see it. Sun symbols. Yeah. And then you got his card, because I told him he needs to show a card so that people can look him up if they want to, because we don't sell any of this. This is all him. I did try one video here. Let's see. That's the village today. That's the entry when they come into the village. Anka and Andre are staying there. No, they just arrived. There's another tent down there. That's Dorota and Piotr. This is where tours start. Chieftain Hall. More mountains. And that's the tent that had the amber in it, but it's leaving today. And Luli's tent and Greg's tent. He's going today, but another one is coming, Tomek. He has Gotland crystal. Gokstad crystal, I think it is. But anyway, so it'll be fun to see what they have. But beautiful weather in the village today. We have to show that off a little bit too. This is, of course, towards the end of the day, so we don't have tourists because it's pretty hard to film the village when you're tripping over tourists. I think this is about 4:30 today. Before electricity, all tattooing was done using stick and poke, says Pruda. Yeah. True. Let's see. I don't know if I have any more videos set up. I'm going to have to charge my battery, though. Nope, that's from before. Yeah, and these ones didn't load, error loading file, so I'll have to show them next week. But I'm going to turn the camera back this way and plug it in because battery is running low and Karl is back. So no more of that rum and iced coffee.
No,
Do you think maybe your percentage might have been a little too on the rum side?
I don't think this can be solved. So it's just a matter of adding enough alcohol to
You're giving up?
dull your senses.
Okay, now I got to show you my... Every year I have to get something from Greg because I tell people he's my drug dealer, but no drugs, obviously. It's silver. Silver is the Viking drug. And Karl says I need to get him out of the... I need to get out of the Bronze Age because I make him look cheap. Do you agree with that, Karl?
If I agree with myself? Are you really asking me if I
I
agree
just
with
want to
myself?
see if you have you changed your mind, or do you still think?
If I changed my mind, so I think you actually belong in the Bronze Age.
Yeah. Because
No,
I'm not making
woman.
you look cheap anymore. You still
have
think I'm
to,
making you look cheap if I wear bronze?
You have to have a certain amount of class here.
And we have to have a certain amount of class here, said the guy who just dumped half an iced coffee in his lap.
It's a status symbol. It shows I can afford iced coffee.
In the Viking, which is pretty impressive.
Whoa.
These are something that I had in bronze, but I never managed to get them in, so I finally got these ones over to silver. I did actually lend them out, never got them back, so I'm kind of upset about that. I suppose I could track the lady down, but I haven't seen her in a couple of years. But these are temple rings. They're Slavic Viking. I believe Slav, if I remember correctly anyway. But I don't quite use them as a temple ring. When I braid my hair, I'll put like 2 braids there, and then I'll have them there, like that. Something like that anyway. It's getting stuck in my hair now, though. But they can also be worn as earrings if you want to. I do have a picture I can show of what that looks like. It's a profile photo from when somebody... I have my profile, so it's like COVID profile. But if I go back to when Marita was here and braided my hair, there we go. What are you looking for?
I gave Torben 10 seconds to come up with the Prince Albert comment, and he hasn't. So I'm impressed.
Well, he did send me a picture, though, in the meantime, just so you know. I'm just not that fast. Okay, here is me looking a lot skinnier, and Marita braided my hair and stuck my other ones in, although these are a bit bigger. I didn't see that he had those exact ones in silver, but he's either sold out or I just didn't look well enough because there's so much treasure on his table. But that's kind of one way of putting him in there if I braid. So normally I would do my hair straight braid there, but she has them the way she did it looks good too. But I like the way that's worn. Otherwise, if you have a head scarf going over here, and sometimes we'll have a tablet weaving band here as well, you wear the temple rings technically on your temple. So this is me wearing them the wrong way, but I kind of like them that way. Because I don't like the way a headscarf looks on me. But if you did want a headscarf with it, you have a headband on. And you put the temple ring right there. Karl is bumping me because he's trying to insist that he's trying to force the cat to snuggle with him. Let's see.
Yeah. Trying to convince the cat to snuggle.
Are you trying to tease Jay? Jay's on his way here soon. He's gonna brew beer and mead in the village. No, beer at least. I don't know if he's brewing mead this year, but sorry. Carla, can you say hi? She says no. If you didn't know, Karl is a cuddler. Tell all your friends. So anyway, that was
Unlike the other two, this one can occasionally be convinced to snuggle, but only for very short periods of time.
There they are. So there's the temple rings. Very short period of time, and then you just lift it for the earring if you need to use it as an earring. Where am I? Yeah, you can't see it. There you go. Like that. To put the... There we go. And then I need to Scroll down. Oh, head temple, not church temple. No. That's not for church. Not church, no. This is for Viking. This is for probably paganism. I don't know. But it's the Slavic Vikings, is it? Just that wore temple rings? Or did the...
I'm not familiar with the concept. So
Yeah,
can't say.
I know Vendel has temple rings, but as you get closer to Latvia, Lithuania, Rus, maybe Kievan Rus, you'll see more headwear. And I don't know, but I don't know if they, yeah. But anyway, so now I got some of those. Now I'm going to actually have to braid my hair, wear it down, all that fun stuff. Show the gray. See if you can find the silver jewelry in the gray hair. But then he gave me a present. It's hard to see. This was really nice. These are little pieces of garnet. And it is a little hard to see, but it's a peacock. There's like a beak over here. Those are the back feathers. I think, let me double check if I've got that right. Maybe. It's hard to see. Yeah, no, I had it right. So, and there he's got like a little piece in his mouth or something. And I forget where he said the find was this, but it was the find was found. But it's on his page too, so I can look it up. But this technique, though, where they're twisting metal together and then attaching it on there, what is that called? Soldering it on there. It's like a filigree, but this looks a lot like the necklace I got in Denmark. The same type of style where they have like this twisted metal that is kind of fused on there.
This is cast, right?
No, not that part. The bottom is cast, but these are cast. These are cast, you can see. There.
Yeah, no, it might not be. In which case, this is an enormous amount of work. If you actually braided silver strands and done kind of...
It was really nice. I wasn't expecting it. I think he gifted it because it has a little slight bend to it, but oh my God, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Yeah, but it's based on a find anyway, but all of his things are based on finds.
It's almost impossible to see the difference between cast and the technique, so...
Oh, bears a question for the men. I'm trying to give the man in my picture a natural stubble. How far down the neck should it go and how far around the neck? Asks PJ.
The hell is
Stubble. Okay, well, let's just see. We got Karl here. Now, you can see the stubble would reach as far as you see hair. How far back does it go?
Yeah, but are you trying to shave off his beard and then let it grow back?
No, she's trying to give him stubble as if it was growing back.
So it basically has no beard and
It's
you're
a
trying to give him
picture.
fake stubble. Oh. Well, obviously it will be the area that is normally covered by the beard.
Was that the right way? I have to do it this way.
I'm
L for love.
not following the logic here.
No, okay, and lift your neck up so we can see under the beard. How far does his stubble go?
It would go down to about hair for a normal person.
Yeah. And then how far does it go around the neck? Let's see this side.
Remember, it's not one mold fits all hair, woman.
But this is one mold fits Karl. You gotta put your head that way. There, you can see. It goes to
Whoever
about...
she is trying to make is probably not
Here.
me.
No, it could be you, though. You never know. She says, thank you. No problem. Anytime I can embarrass Karl for you.
Do you think you even can embarrass me
No,
anymore?
I tried.
Hey, Karl, I have something called the leg spreader. Hey, Karl,
That
should
worked,
we try
by the
a
way. He
slippery
wasn't
nipple?
embarrassed. Karl, they have something called monkey sex. When we were reading the different kind of drinks you could make in the one.
We were reading, you were reading
I
out
was
loud. I'm trying to walk away from you because you're a crazy American
In a
lady.
grocery store in Norway.
And she doesn't bother to follow me. She just rises the
I know,
volume.
you walked away. I didn't even know you followed away, and I'm looking for you. Can't find you because you're shorter than the aisles, which are pretty tall anyway. And but I know how big the store is, so I know no matter where you are, if I just raise my volume a little bit, you'll be able to hear me. But then again, so will everybody else.
Yep.
Look, Karl, they have a drink called the leg spreader.
If you had said it was a drink, that would have helped.
Oh, didn't I not say that?
Not always. So I think some customers probably left the store with the impression that you have this weird American lady who absolutely wants to have monkey sex with somebody called Karl.
And then I moved here. Now they can see me every day. Let's see. I gotta catch up a little bit to some of the behind things. Outer says I found one thing at Greg's, but the price was 2,500 euros. Yeah, I wanted to buy the torque, but I don't think he had it with him. But I didn't ask. But I don't think he did the silver torque because that's got to be 4,000 to 6,000 kroner now, I think, or at least 4,000 anyway, because the price of silver has shot up. But yeah, I can show this one more time. I just need to do it the right way because it takes a minute to see the peacock in this one. But yeah, if I hold it like that, there's a like a beak there, and it's kind of open up and has like a little ball or knot or something in his mouth. And here, these are the feathers, these little curls that go up. Then there's a tail feather there, that little heart spiral, and then the feet are down here. And you can see if I don't wiggle it around too much, and then they're garnets. So it was really cool. Oh, so that was a fun surprise. And he hopes to be able to bring his wife Barbara out next year, so I hope he does too. But anyway, you saw the business card I held up. Next week I'll show more of the videos, if I can get them onto the computer anyway, so that I can, I mean, it's not the most ideal way of showing it, but it's one way, like I said, to see the village when we're not there. But he does beautiful, and he's got loads of temple rings. This is just one kind, and he has them in bronze as well, but he's got, I mean, some of them, I don't know if you could see them in the background, but I mean, there's some of them are like this big, and they've got like 3 thistles on it, like yours does. Your cloak pin does. And he has them even smaller than these, bigger than these, some that don't have this little tip in the middle, and some that are like a moon in the half moon in the middle. They're so cool. So I'm excited to be able to wear these again. Now I'm going to actually have to braid my hair. So at some point I'm going to have to get to needle binding. So there we go. We got the hair, get the gray, and somehow put a braid here, put a braid here, and then stick these suckers in there. And I will be giving Viking's TV series Lagertha a run for her money, right? Could be cool. Whoop. If I don't lose them. And then one day I'll get the bronze ones back and I can really like shake things up a bit. Yeah, hair everywhere now. No, I keep saying I have to cut it though. It's way too long. It goes forever. Karl, how much of my hair do you eat at night?
Considering that you are sleeping across the room from me these days.
Yeah, these days I am.
Very little, I would claim.
Been sleeping on the couch lately. Because cat. Okay, tying that back up again. My scandalous days are over. Let's see. Head temple, not church temple. Amaro was saying, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. No, but they're called temple rings, or because they're worn at your temples, technically, is where you're supposed to have them. I could try to find a picture of that. There's a really good one, actually. Temple rings, according to AI, so everything is correct. Temple rings were part of Slavic Scandinavia and other medieval women's dress. Most were made of base metals such as copper, alloys, or iron. Those silver and even gold were occasionally used. These were known as temple rings because they were worn on the head near the temples of a woman or a girl. No idea how correct this, whoops. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna have to move the computer closer. It didn't reach that far. There you can see. Worn at the temple. But you can have it on a head, mostly on a headscarf, but you could attach it to a headband if you want. I have no idea if this is a historical correct version or what. I do know that when the Latvians come, they wear a lot of brass. And they will also have little bells and rings around their temples too. But then you get an idea of how these are supposed to be worn, one on each side. Karin, your hair is gorgeous, says Bruda. Thank you. It needs to be cut though. It's very, 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 very split. And at some point we need to get to needle binding today. I think we will save the Viking archaeology, what the heck is this thing, for next week though, because I didn't have time, especially due to my technical issues. I should have brought some of the amber necklaces to show that we got, but... Oh, I do actually have a picture. I think I put it out on... I had to warn people in the the Vikings and the staff that if you wanted amber, he had a better price and they should get it before he left. Let's see how this is. There we go. Open up a different chat. To make it bigger. See, I'm getting there. Oh yeah, we might be able to see the skydiving too. Ah, here they are. Okay. I have to do a float test because apparently fake amber is a thing. Didn't know that, but I'm happy to report that yes, if you put these in salt water, they do float. But those are the amber necklaces that we got. Oops, somebody was asking about the Freeman chat, but I'll fix that later. Anyway, but this is 15. This is what 15 of them look like. But he also has this like a little end here. You can see on this one, considering the way I'm holding it. 2 beads that look like they go together, but you can actually kind of, there's a little screw between the 2 of them, so you can unscrew them and you can attach another one and make it even longer if you wanted to, or shorter. But these were just recently dipped in salt water, so they're looking kind of shiny too, actually. But then when they're dried out, of course, they look more like a stone. But if you oiled them a little bit, polished them, they would be very, very shiny like this. But the amber is absolutely beautiful, so I'm super happy about that. So, unfortunately, they are expensive in our shop because you're in Norway and we are nowhere near amber. But if you are anywhere near where Peruta is, for example, then you should be able to get a really good price because it just floats up on the beach over there in Poland. Let's see if I can zoom out a bit. If I had another picture to show or not. Thought I might have some more videos. No, I think that was all of them today. I just realized I had some video stuff pointed here. Oh, there was one video. I think this is the one I was trying to show earlier, though. A little too zoomed. In the village today, Carla bumped the thing. It's a little slow. Oh my gosh, my internet couldn't be much slower. Anyway, but you can see there's the guy sitting there hanging out, enjoying a beer, cup of water, actually, not a beer. It's too hot. And yeah, worldwide weight. Do they have a clasp on the temple beads? Yeah, they just pop in like that. Oh, the amber ones. No, it's not a clasp. It's like a little screw. Like 2 beads that kind of have like a little plastic screw in the middle so that you can't see the screwing. You can't see the screwing that's going on. No, you can't see the little screw thing when it's shut. It looks like 2 beads that are put together. But you could always alternatively swap it out with a more modern clasp if you wanted to. Okay, let's see if this thing throws. Yeah, there's up on the field. There you can see Greg's tent, Luli's tent. Amber, I need some chocolate, says Audra. There we go. Now I can see the whole video uninterrupted here. There they are hanging out. And we were kind of laughing at them, saying they were hanging out like, please come kill me. Please come play with us. No, it's the end of the day for everybody. So it's... Oh, the 2 kids in the middle there. I forgot about that. Heidi Lisette, if you're watching, you're going to recognize one of these kids. Not those kids. Let's see. Where is it? Isn't that cute? There, we'll keep it right at that. We should be able to see it next time. See if I can get it any bigger. All right, look quicker, you're going to miss it. Now. I think there's about 2 years difference in the age of those 2 kids. Anyway, if your name is Heidi Lisa, you'll recognize one of the kids. The beautiful, beautiful weather today. How hot was it today, Karl, when you were guiding in wool?
Not particular.
Not too bad? Yeah. Let's see if I have anything else to show on here, or if I sent some pictures to somebody else that I could see. No, I think that was all of them that I had for now. I can look on my own just to see. Sometimes I will send something to myself on Messenger so I can see it that way. Nope, not there. Oh, Torben sent a picture though. He said, finally, Daddy can paint. And look at, he's got his Ager beer. Oh, you bought the Ager beer glass too. I was debating about getting those for the shop, but if you're familiar with Ager Brewery. What was Ager, Karl?
The god of the sea.
The god of sea. How many colors are you using on just this one guy here? Because I see a lot of paint pots out. I'm currently taking a little break from my nalbinding, says Max, and crochet for the week, for the weekend, since I'm recovering from this week. Oh, you got to take a little break every now and then, yeah. Let's see. PJ says, Robert, thanks. I can't get his neck the right color. I thought I'd hide behind this stubble. That's a good way to do it. Karin sips demurely. Novia knows me. I'm reading backwards, so this makes more sense. And then the thing PJ's replying to is Robert saying, PJ, it varies from man to man. I have a friend whose beard joins all the way to his chest hair and down to his back. So make it look like the way you feel it looks good or looks right. I'm thinking your friend might be a bear. Oh, wait, I didn't see this guy in the corner here. That thing, Karl. Look at that. How come your guys don't have one of those? It's like a spaceship that looks like a skull. Or horns at the top of a head.
It's a thing that flies around and shoots you. I have things that fly around and shoot you too, and I can also headbutt.
There you go, Torben. Oh, yeah. Now I know what I needed to show him. It might take a second to load. I was talking about this when I was outside. It was funny. And I will turn up the volume. No, I can't turn up the volume on this one because I just realized because it'll echo. Okay. Anyway, so this is Torben saying, anyway, he's just kind of
singing the Postman Pat theme
Postman Pat theme song. There you go. And he's got Ager beer in his hand and he's so proud. What's that? What, 4 cans in a bottle? Yeah, Postman Pat. Postman Pat. One more time, if you're not sure what Postman Pat is doing. He's got beer. Happy, happy, happy. And then I have to, of course, one-up him. And you can't hear me singing, but anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. And then I had to show him that they were cold, too, because I didn't realize they were coming off a refrigerated truck. But look at the condensation going on that. There you go, Torben. Beat that. No, we had literally, it was so funny though, because we had literally just gotten a delivery less than 20 minutes before. So the timing was perfect. If you haven't, that's the beer that's made in Flomond. We can get in our shop. I thoroughly enjoyed sending him that. Karl, so how was your day, by the way? You had some fun questions today, didn't you?
No.
I think PJ sent a picture too, by the way. Didn't you have a fun tourist question this week that was a little bit... Oh, there
this
you go.
week, possibly. Today, I don't remember.
Okay, so remember the one for this week, and I will show PJ's photo.
What?
The update. How does this look
Depends on
to
what the hell
everyone?
you're talking about that woman. Are you just fishing, or do you actually remember something?
No, I thought you had something like a really good question. I told you. No, I had a good one, but I don't know if I said it last week. But, no, I think it happened this week actually. So, I think that stubble looks good. He's looking more huggable now. I kind of want to snuggle him. Love the eyes though. Okay, so give your feedback to PJ in the chat. Hair stubble, more, less. There we go. Okay, so the thing that I heard today, or this week, I'm pretty sure it was this week, was a lady comes up to me, and I've never heard this one before. She asked me first in Norwegian, but I think she was German, trying to ask a question in Norwegian because I wasn't sure I heard her correctly. And she said, "Do you have any runic numbers?" But she said it in Norwegian, and I think, "Har du noen rundtal?" And I was thinking rundtal, which is a round number, like rund tall, which would be a round number like 40, 50, 60, that kind of thing. Sorry, can you repeat? And then she says, runa tal, liksom bokstaver men tal. Like, okay, do you have any runic numbers, like letters, but numbers? And no, because they didn't have runic numbers, did they? How do they write numbers down in runes, do you know?
I don't know, but I would think they would very, very rarely use them, because remember, the runes are not made to make ledgers or shopping lists.
No, they were just tablets. Yeah.
And you're not operating with years in a meaningful sense.
More outer.
So I would think that if they had to write a number, they would just write it out in words.
Okay. But I was kind of surprised, so I was gonna say, no, I'm pretty sure they didn't have that. I think maybe, if anything, maybe it was represented as dots or something. But no, they have them. The Norwegian football team, row, because on their jerseys they have the numbers and they're written like runes. Okay, that's a font in Microsoft Word or in yeah. Anyway, so that they're meant to look like it. I think it's kind of funny because their 2 looks like a backwards 5. Or anyway, so that was my new interesting question of the season, I think. But no, they didn't. No, it's just a font that they use to make the alphabet and the numbers look a bit like runes. So there you go. That was I didn't want to insult her her intelligence, but I think, I don't know if she actually thought they existed or not, but she wanted to be able to buy a bookmark with all the numbers in the alphabet so that she could send it to one of her friends. Learned something new. But did you have any fun questions, or was that the one I was thinking of, maybe? It was me that had a fun question.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't have any fun questions from tours this week?
Probably, but I don't remember.
No.
So unless you are fishing for something in particular, I really don't know.
I was just reading a little bit in chat there. Okay. I see Nukas. Welcome back. Novia said, so spelling the numbers out in words like check writing. Yeah, that you could do. 1, 2, 3. How is Norway still in the cup? By the way, I'm not paying attention. I don't really give a rat's ass about soccer or football. But it's huge here now. And I was asking Karl, why am I not noticing this before? But the World Cup seems to be everywhere. And at first it was the picture that we were talking about that was taken out on the fjord there, and then they were imposed in. So the fjord changes a little bit. It's still the fjord background, but the foreground is not our fjord. That's just AI or something. I don't know, digital. Anyway, but then now the row thing is taking off. Everyone's doing row GIFs and little videos and things. But is it because Norway's not been in the World Cup forever? Is that why?
I care so little about football that
it's hard to be a
I would
Viking.
say it's very likely that.
Yeah.
But then again, how much do you pay attention to sports normally?
Only hockey.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Ice hockey. But that's got to be UMD. Go Christy Duncan Plant. Christy Duncan's a girl I went to school with. She married Derek Plant, who was a couple of years older and a MVP hockey player for UMD Bulldogs. And they've created a super team of hockey kids. So Zam and I don't know, there's 3 of them anyway, but 2 of them are in UMD right now. And one of them has gotten the Hobie Baker Award and MVP, and super hockey kids. We're very proud in Duluth. Except for that when Christy married Derek, they moved to Hermantown, which is a suburb of Duluth, so it's not nearly as good. Almost, though. See. Donna says they've been fun to watch here in New Jersey. the rowing. There is one that was that did take place in Gudvangen that is floating around out there. some of the beard struggle guys that were here filming about 4 years ago or so. They had a boat that was brought in at the same time, and were rowing on the boat, so they kind of like reworked it so that they're Vikings rowing, and that is in the fjord, right out here. Torben says, this channel is going downhill. Are we really talking about football? Yeah, so tell me, elders, dark elders, Warhammer. Have you ever tried to fight dark elders? No. What is the difference between Necrons, orcs, and dark elders?
The orcs are mushroom people who love to fight.
That's you.
The Necrons are some really old aliens that were tricked by people they thought were gods into becoming robots, and now they are difficult to deal with.
Row!
And the Dark Eldar are really evil elves. Imagine a Dark Elf, but just turn the evil up to 11 and give him a laser gun.
Okay, because Zika's going to take you on, I think. And then, what was the one Greg had? The, our Greg, the Storm guys or something. What is his?
Imperial Knights.
Imperial Knights, okay, and what are they? Big
robot men that are being taken care of by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Very, very honorable and very easy to kill.
And who are the Kroot? I remember Kroot because Cecilia picked out Kroot.
Kroot is mercenaries for the Tau Empire that can steal genetic information by cannibalizing corpses. So their favorite hobby is to eat the dead.
Oh, I like them.
They're cute. They're kind of honorable in a way, and they are, out of all the aliens, they are the ones that are most likely to actually cooperate in the serious way with humans. But the humans will happily shoot them in the back of the head, so the cooperation doesn't really work.
We might be really busy eating dead bodies. You mentioned Tau Empire. Who are the Tau?
The Tau is as close as you get to good guys in the Warhammer universe. They try to make this empire where they basically embrace everybody. But as soon as you try to embrace an orc or a chaos demon, things goes horribly wrong for them. So they're basically at war with everybody all the time, like everybody else.
Yeah? Okay, is there any races I skipped?
Oh, a lot.
Well, there's at least 2 people that care about Warhammer Online, so you might as well. I made Torben listen to soccer, so tell me some more races.
You have the normal Eldar, that are basically elves with a little problem that if they die, they are immediately sucked into hell and tortured by a demon forever. So they really don't want to die. So they have a tendency to be pussies and hide behind things and shoot at the orcs instead of fighting them like men in close combat.
Okay.
Then you have you have 4 major chaos gods, and they both have more or less human worshippers and demons that follow them around. That can be fun.
Yeah.
Then inside the Empire, you have like every flavor imaginable of Space Marines, but you also have the Astra Militarum, which is basically normal humans. And they're kind of fun because they're normal humans fighting with all these supernaturally overly powerful things that exists in this universe. So they are like the Space Army, the Imperial Guard they're also called.
Okay.
Then you have the Adeptus Mechanicus. These are people who worship machines. They like to replace their body parts with augmentations. You should think they were great warriors, but they really are not. They are just running around on the battlefield very confused and playing with their equipment and get shot down by basically everybody. Then you have the Adeptus Sororitas, the Sisters of Battle. Because the Imperium almost split in a war between church and state. State won, and they basically they forced the church to sign a document that they should, under no circumstance, have men under arms. So the loophole for the church is that they can use warriors, but they have to be female. So the Adeptus Sororitas are women given the absolute best equipment imaginable in the Warhammer universe, and they're also burning religious fanatics. So nuns with guns is a great
Nuns
summary.
with guns.
Is a great summary of the sisterhood. Adeptus sororitas.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not really a separate race in any way, but you also have the agents of the Inquisition. The Imperium, basically the human fraction in Warhammer, is bothered a lot by people worshipping chaos, using magic, summoning demons, trading with aliens and buying all sorts of dangerous alien technology, and straight up being heretical and not worshipping the Emperor the correct way. So they have appointed this bunch of super powerful men and women to be the Imperial Inquisition. They have carte blanche and can do whatever they want, up to and including destroying entire planets. They don't do that easily, but they absolutely will do it if the planet is going to be lost anyway. They can hire whoever they like, and they have a tendency to have really odd followers.
Oh.
So they have their own little army in among the army books.
Yeah.
And since they can requisition almost anything, their army could be a mix of Space Marines, Adeptus Mechanicus, Adeptus Sororitas, and Imperial Guard. But because these are very bad at cooperating with each other, it's very rare that agents of the Inquisition actually wins a battle, because their army is too busy bickering with itself to actually fight the enemy. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody.
You probably are, so I'm kind of thinking it's fun to see if you actually remember which one it is. No, the Beard Struggle guys didn't row backwards. That was the Valhalla Vikings. Or Valhalla Vikings TV series. Or whatever. Maybe it was just Vikings
It was the
TV
standard
series.
Vikings TV series.
Yeah. No, the Beard Struggle guys did it the right way. Mostly
Yeah.
because they
So
had...
you are worse than even them.
Yeah, but they also had Tira, the Bjorn, that has... He would tell them how to row the right way. Because he's captaining the boat.
I would think that, considering how Norway is shaped, everybody should live near enough to the water, or some kind of body of water with boats, to know which way you row it. It is mind-blowing to me that somebody who doesn't live in central Saudi Arabia doesn't know how to row a boat. It is...
Mind-blowing for you, Karl? Meanwhile, the Vikings TV series were... I don't know how many Norwegians were on that. Maybe one? So, I'm not sure how much they would know.
Fuck Norwegians. You have water in America too.
Well, not everybody lives on the coast.
No, but you have like superior, like inferior.
Yes,
like,
but the lakes, the Great Lakes are much
slightly
like
wet.
inferior. Yeah, but those lakes are in the north. What do you do when you're like from Kansas?
Mississippi
Mississippi has a river.
is a river.
Yeah, but that's not a lake. And if you're going to row down, you don't even need to row down that one. You just give a slight push and
But
down
let's
you
say
go.
that you want to go up it. There should be water. We can't live without it, so there is water somewhere. Death Valley, okay, you are excused. But the rest of you fuckers, learn how to row a boat.
On behalf of the entire channel and everybody else, I'm so sorry.
When I was a kid, like
Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
maybe 7 years old,
Yeah.
my cousin wants to borrow my rubber dinghy.
Carla. Yeah.
So I say, okay, no problem. She has a life jacket on, so everything is fine. I help her into the boat and kick the boat onto the sea. Then she looks at me with panic-stricken eyes and says, "You're not coming along?" And I go, "No, you wanted to borrow the boat." And she goes, "But I can't row." And then she just starts crying, and I have to go and get my father, to get her father, to get the boat, to go and drag the stupid woman back.
Carl.
And she was 6 at the time, and I think this is embarrassing.
That a 6-year-old doesn't know how to row a boat.
Yes. She's from a fucking island.
There's only one of these.
And then you have this enormous crew on the Vikings TV series.
Yeah.
You have all the people you see rowing the boat, and that's like 50. Then you have the people standing on land scratching their balls. That's another 50. Then you have the camera crew and all the advisors and the people who bring them snacks and the people who scream at them and the people who scream at the people who bring them snacks. That's probably another 50. So how come 250 people, none of you know how to row a boat?
Maybe they're from like Denver or something, like Mile High City.
Are all of them from Denver?
I don't know. It's a pretty big flippin' country in the
They're
United.
on the sea and they have a boat. How did they get it?
There's a difference between paddling in the or rowing whatever in the sea and rowing in a lake and rowing in a
No, you
pond and a
sit the
river.
same way either way. I've never seen a pond that was so small that I was rowing like this.
Well, let's just say you wouldn't be taking a big ass boat like that and rowing on a river. You'd have a canoe. Or a small fishing boat, but not a big one.
If you want
I tried.
to have any progress, you row like this. There is no other way to skin this cat.
I'm so sorry. Maybe they lived in Albuquerque. They have like the Rio Grande. That's a ways off.
Then maybe, if you live in the Nevada desert or wherever the fuck,
Las Vegas.
and you want to make a movie about something vaguely maritime like the Vikings,
Albert points out.
find a coastal person.
Albert writes, I bet you someone told them and was told to shut up.
Entirely possible, but also retarded.
I'm not going to listen to you. You're just nothing but a stinking little PA. You're going to do it the way I do it. Out here in Reno. No. Or Phoenix or something. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Audra's been dyeing yarn all week. I got to show some pictures of that if I can dig it up. And she's, up at the, that's in Trondheim Viking Market too. You were just at, yeah. She's got some pretty colors too. I saw some reds in there. I absolutely am a sucker for madder dyed yarn. Let's see. Okay, so Torben points out a few things you may have forgotten in your long list. And the pink ones, Spawns of Horus or something, the pink space marines, Tyranids.
Tyranids, yes, those I forgot.
Yeah, and would you like to explain the Tyranids other than the fact that they're pink?
Imagine dinosaur insect people who come to a planet and eat everything there. All the biomass. Then they have a little burp, and then they fly off to the next planet and do the same thing again. They also have another fraction that is kind of baked into them, called the gene stealer cults.
Yeah.
The gene stealer cults infect people and get them to basically not resist when the actual Tyranid invasion fleet shows up to eat everything, including the gene stealers, but they're happy with that.
All right, so if you have to bring someone to the Needlebinding Festival in Gudvangen, the 6th through 8th of November, that aren't absolutely interested in nalbinding, we might have some entertainment in the boathouse. You can go in and check and see how the pink team is doing if anybody brings one. Anyway, but Anne Moreau was saying that. She says, Warhammer, I think I'll stick to nalbinding and Lego flowers. But then Robert says, don't count it out until you've tried it, Anne Moreau. You might like it. And she answers back, Robert, I'll watch you in November. Yeah, by the way, Anne's coming out. She's coming all the way from Belgium for the Needlebinding Festival. And actually, I should plug that a little bit more because now we've officially put it out on vikingvalley.no, not just me. Let's see. I have to open it up on my page.
Karl, stop it. Come on.
Nolvia sent an attachment. I'll have to check that out too. It's just waiting for it to load. Oh, by the way, Max was talking about making maybe making a football or something out of nalbinding. Okay, so, and then Pruden wrote that, yes, I have made eggs in a ball before out of needle binding, but I did not make one like this, which is closer to a soccer ball. This is crochet.
I'm off to have a cigarette while you are showing off your balls.
I'm showing off my balls. Let me just unplug.
If you have
Here you
something
go.
that is vaguely Karl relevant, you can bring it up when I'm back.
I will when you get back. I do have to show some needle binding. But anyway, this is done with hexagons. So you could probably do something similar anyway, but this is crochet. But you can make these little, you can make rounds, circles, and try to attach them together to make a ball. So that's another way to do it, but I have not tried to do one like that out of needle binding yet. But there you go. If you really want to try the football route, probably going to need something bigger. But anyway, that was an idea. I can see, actually I can just leave it on that page. Let's see, this is on my Ravelry page, which I dearly need to post more. This one I made for my kids way back in 2010. They were only 1 year old. But later I would make an Easter egg. This is the very first one I made, and that's just yarn bombing a plastic egg. You can see there's the egg and there's the yarn bombing. This is just done an Oslo stitch and some fat yarn. I actually won a prize for that. It is for the, it says, I've mastered the Spring Summer 2016 Nalbinding Color Challenge is what that thing says. That was Amy van der Worste, who is having, we should do something like that. That would be kind of fun. Challenges. And to win a little sticker or something that you can put on your page. There's another Easter egg that came along. That's also done in the Oslo stitch. And then I'd love to see you guys nalbind now, says Donna. Oh, you have to come out. There's going to be so much fun. I will do a little bit of needle binding before we go today, the Stitch of the Month. This is way back early days of nalbinding. There's some of my kids sporting hoods and cowls. Most of these will have some progress photos in there. There's a big hoodie. If you want to see how that looks. Sometimes I have a progress photo. And there's, okay. Let's see, going through these quickly though. That is actually crochet, by the way, that poncho. Every once in a while you need something mindless. Granny squares is a good way to do it. This was fun. One kid wanted to try a halter top like that. And I hadn't made one before. So one of the ways that I figure out how to make a pattern is to find one that I like in crochet. So I do actually like the way this looks better in crochet, but this one is cotton. So it might have just sat better. So there I find a pattern and you can see how it ties in the back. And then I try to adapt one for crochet. I mean for nalbinding. But nalbinding, because there's a slant to it, means one side might be more angled than the other. Whereas in crochet it lines up a bit better. But you can make adjustments. But it wasn't too bad. So that's how I made one in crochet and then I literally matched the shape with needle binding. That's my kids there many years ago, probably at least 10. Twin 1 and twin 2. They wanted to be dressed up like death. Let's see if I can go back. More hoods, cowls, hoods, lots of hats. I have so many hats. Thought I had some more Easter eggs in here. You'll recognize that from my YouTube logo. Mittens with embroidery on it. That one has been a pattern that's been posted. Georg and a Christmas hat. Oh, boot cuffs. This one was a cool call. This one, if you like to do spirals, that one is started in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas. 5 different. No, actually, I think it's 6 different starts. Now I have to look that one up. See the proper picture. If it shows, yeah, there you go. Now you can see all the starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threads going around each other in a big spiral. And then you're taking advantage of the little jog at the end, so it looks like a petal. That one, there was a little video that I posted. I don't know if it shows it on this one though. Maybe not. No, I don't see. Oh, there. No, maybe it doesn't show it. No, I wanted to spin it on a little video to see how it, so you could see kind of how it looks like a pinwheel. But there you see it in progress. And then I steam blocked it, show the difference between, this is steam blocking, by the way. You just put a wet cloth on it and just press the iron up and down. Don't rub it, just press it. And then you can see the difference between a blocked side and an unblocked side. The unblocked side is more bumpy. So I'm a huge fan of, if you want to make your project look a little bit more professional, you know, so it looked like that before, which is fine. But when you steam block it, it looks so much nicer. Blocked, unblocked. But anyway, that was just, this is actually nothing to do with the ball. One of my more interesting projects I need to make more. Spiral hats, there's tutorial. I have a lot on Instagram too, and there's different pictures. Yarn bombing measuring tapes. Actually, I got that idea from Maria Hale. She did some square ones, and then I tried to do round ones. There's even a pattern for that. Dice bags, lots of those. There's some more eggs. Okay. That one is also Oslo stitch. And this one, I believe, is... it should have it written in my notes here. Mammen stitch anyway, because it's slightly thinner yarn. But yeah, so you can yarn bomb a ball, and you can make your own little football. That's the ones I have posted. I don't think I have any more Easter eggs posted on here. This is one of my favorite cowls to this date. It's an Oslo stitch, and it took forever, but it has such a cool texture. Almost looks like velvet. When you see it closer up, you can see the details. So it kind of gives that effect. But that took a long time to make. It made such a nice edging too. Let's see. Scarf, socks, Yoda, Karl. Oh, this was a fun one too. Short rows. If you're aware with short rows with crochet or knitting, then you would know how to do this one. There is a pattern. It was part of a Maria Lynn Hale's Christmas calendar 2021, it looks like. But if I have a big, yeah, here you go. So you start like that. But you can see each row, it doesn't go all the way through. One row, every fifth row, I think, goes all the way to the end. But one row is really short, then you do another row that's a little bit longer, then you do another row a little bit longer. And I think I had to go back and forth. One turn. I think each row is, each color stripe is actually one row down and back. And then there you can kind of see how it looks when you just change up the colors a bit with no rhyme or reason. And it just keeps growing. And I wanted to make this a little bit bigger, but I was literally running out of time for this. But I was using up, this was done for a stash busting challenge too, so I was burning through old yarn. As long as they're the same thickness. And I think that's about where I ran out of time for it, but luckily Karl's not as girthy as I am, so it fit him perfectly. And this is that pattern you can also see on Maria Lynn Hale's Master of Nalbinding, the Nalbinding Advent Calendar 2021, and you can find it. And it has it in different languages too, by the way. This one's done in English. But Karl, the rock star. And I put little hook and eye pins on here. I forgot about that. But I did actually go back and fix one thing. I loved having this white trim on the edge, so I ended up putting a white trim there too. And I don't think you can see it in the picture. But yeah, I loved the way this white looked, so I went back and put a white edge on it so that it was better. But I had to make more of those. Those things were cool. Nothing to do with Viking at all. But it's cool. Mostly just hats. Oh, that was another one for a Christmas calendar. This was 2023's Christmas calendar. It's a scarf. Let's see. First, we have to have my magnificent model, Karl, wearing it. But you can see it has kind of a net structure. This is a back and forth scarf. Where instead of making fringe, you just kind of like, you connect it here, but then you'd make a big long chain and then you go back and connect it there. You're actually connecting every 10th, but you have to do 3 stitches, I think, in a row before going to the next. But when you can either cut it and have fringes, or you can just leave it loops, and it looked kind of cool like that. Definitely not Viking. This is an extremely acrylic yarn. My kid has this, the one that likes marine biology and things because it looks a bit like the sea. Pouches with the different yarns, some more little socks, happy hats. Oh, these we gotta do one day. These would be fun. Singletaballer is what it's called. That's the Swedish name for it. We got a couple Swedes online anyway. But this is actually just simple looping. But it's a really good use of leftovers because all those little leftover ends and bits of yarn you have, you can, or yarn maybe you don't like, you can like hold a fistful of all those little ends tight together in a ball and then wrap some yarn you don't like around it to make a ball type shape. And then you do this on top with yarn you do like. And you can kind of see, this was made for a present, so she got a little bag for me too. It was for a birthday present from somebody. Anyway, but those we should try one day. That might be kind of a fun one to do. Because then if you don't like simple looping because you think it's boring, a bit like me, it does have a really cool look though. But you can do something like make little balls out of them. They're a bit time consuming though, but they're really quite cool and you can get very creative with them making letters and things. I still didn't show needle binding, Carl. How you doing? I was too busy showing off my balls. So, Max, there you go. You can make a football. Good luck. I got a picture from somebody on here I need to find. I think it was Nolvia. Nolvia sent something. Let me see if I update it here. The cutest little Norway Viking row. The viral trend took over a kindergarten class in Sogn, Norway. Oh my God, they've been doing it everywhere. I have to see if I can get this one to load. I have to replug back in again too now that Karl's sitting down. Let's see. It might take a while to load. I'm kind of having issues with the internet here. Did you learn anything new on your phone today, Karl, while you were outside?
Well, I found out that there is actually a kind of runic numerals.
Did you?
But they are not from the Viking Age, or most likely not from the Viking Age, because they are not on any of the runestones.
Let's see a worldwide weight on my computer here.
They're used in calendars, for instance.
This is playing. Oh, they like, no. Like Mayan, Greek calendar, that kind of thing, or Roman numerals, or.
There are numerals used in Viking or Scandinavian calendars.
Yeah.
But I believe I just skimmed it. I haven't read all of it. But I believe these are from manuscripts in Iceland, so not Viking, but after.
Yeah.
Not to say that they didn't have anything like that, but I don't think they did.
See, I think my internet might be a bit slow too. Cecilia's using it and I'm using it and we're uploading on it at the same time. But it's almost done.
Sleeping.
No, she's got her phone over there. That's okay though. But it's just taking a minute to upload things, plus my computer disk space is out. If I close the Ravelry window, that will help. And the Temple Ring one. Okay, it says the cutest little Viking row. The viral trend took over a kindergarten class in Sogn, Norway earlier this week with the little ones chanting row, row, row.
Where in the fuck is Sogn, Norway?
Sogn, Norway, SKJON. There they are, though, going row, row, but I can't play the sound or it'll just be echoing. They're cute. It's so hard to be a Norwegian. Karl, you can get mini Ciaphas chain, by the way. Do you know what that is? Ciaphas. Cane, yeah, by the way. That's what Albert says.
I know who that is.
Well, you can get a mini of it now, according to Albert.
Yeah, I heard about that. I would love to see his stats.
Yeah, Torben says, me and the Mistus will be there in November, so at least 2. Yeah, and then I know Amro is coming, and then, of course, yeah. So, isn't that cute? Okay, this one I have to say is kind of fun. Okay, then we go to, let's see, I'll flip it here just in case I've got other messages up on my screen that aren't supposed to be revealed. There, and then, okay, yeah, nope, then we're on my Facebook page now. That's myself, that's my former CEO boss, and that's Virginia back in when we were stuck in lockdown. I should probably update it. Okay, so here we go. It is official. This is put out by vikingvalley.no. Nalbinding Viking Festival at Viking Valley, the 6th and the 8th through the 8th of November 2026. And here you can read what the lectures are going to be about. Actually, I will read it anyway because that's what I do. Lectures, there's going to be 4 of us. Sally Pointer is coming all the way from England. Prehistoric Nalbinding. The earliest evidence for loop manipulated techniques dates back into the Mesolithic and reflects a deep understanding of the properties of plant materials and cordage techniques by our early ancestors. In this session, we will review the evidence for early looped structures and considered how the material choices made can inform how we view the development of textiles, basketry, and more modern nalbinding structures. So she's got a lot with plant fiber too, which is she goes more into plant fiber than anybody I know with needle binding. Then we have Anne-Marie Decker is going to be coming. Nalbinding around the world. Nalbinding is a technique that has been, or it could be nalbinding. Nalbinding, however you want to say it. Nalbinding is a technique that has been practiced worldwide across all 6 occupied continents. This presentation will touch on some of the fascinating variety of nalbinding seen from the Stone Age today. The brilliant color and figural work of the Andes, the lost socks of Egypt, the turkey feather yarn of the cliff dweller socks, high medieval gloves of Europe, Giva shoes of Persia, the rabbit fur blankets of the Ojibwe, full body mask costumes of the Pende in Central Africa, and others. She's tracking. I don't know if you can see if I keep moving my mouse. So this will be worldwide. That one. Then we have Ingela Andersson Lindberg experimenting with nalbinding, exploring textures and other colors or end colors. My point of view in modern nalbinding experiments inspired by historical nalbinding, mainly Swedish. She's from Sweden, by the way. Anne-Marie Decker's from US. From the medieval times and onwards, I love the versatility of the craft and the wide range textures that can be created with just using a piece of yarn and a needle. In 2023, I wrote a paper on nalbinding connections, and last year, my text on nalbinding in Sweden resulted in nalbinding being inscribed in the UNESCO list of intangible heritage in Sweden. And then we have me. These guys are way over my head, but let's stick with what I know best, and that's demonstrating. Karin, that's me. From sheep, American representing Norway though. From sheep to nalbinding product is what I'm going to do, because I also do modern, but not like she does. Wool was a very important commodity in the Viking Age, which provided much warmth and durability. Viking Valley Gudvangen is home to 2 Gammelnorsk spellsow rams, or Old Norwegian Shorttail, which is one of the oldest breeds of sheep in Northern Europe. There's another one called Vilsow, I think, which is pretty close, if not older. Karin will demonstrate one way to process their wool and the steps I use to create a null-bound object from it. So we'll get a little bit into modern. So these are the topics we're going to be covering in the lectures. And the lectures are going to be from 2 to 6 o'clock, because the village is normally only open from 10:30 to 2 in November. So those with regular tickets will be there from 10:30 to 2, but anybody holding a nalbinding festival pass, which you just buy at the door when you come in, they will be able to stay in the village after the 2 o'clock closing and stay till 6 o'clock. And I think it's going to be 400 kroner for 1 day pass or 650 for all 3 days. Is I think the plan there. There will be Vikings staying in every one of these houses. Audra is one of them. She's coming as well. Lila Fried is going to come. Audra, if you still want to hold a workshop on how to nalbind socks, send me all the information you have. Create an event and we'll link to it. The freemen are volunteers in the village that are living in these houses. They can hold a workshop during the opening hours of 10:30 and 2, and people can pay them directly to attend their workshop. We won't take anything for that. And you can attend their workshops and learn as they show you what they can do and everything. And then at 2 o'clock, that's when we go into the big hall, the big heated hall, because it'll start getting dark by then. And that's where we will be doing the lectures. And for those of geeks like Karl that just wants to play with Warhammer characters, they can go right down to the boathouse. We'll try to get a heater in there for them as well. Bring your own beer if you want to do that. But anyway, and then the cafe will be open. It'll be serving some sort of a one scoop kind of thing, like soup or stew. So we're really looking forward to this. We've been trying to do this since 2020, actually since back when that picture on my cover shows up. That's how long ago, when I looked like that, that we've been trying to put this together. So I'm very excited to see that this will happen. And we're also thinking, if you have some yarn, bring it along. I think we need to have a yarn swap. Everyone just chucks their yarn on a table and see what they do. Outer says, I do. Yeah. So I will show you. I have to dig it up here on a different page. Hang on a minute, because I don't know if she's posted it yet, but she will. Lila is going to be doing a plant dyeing one. She opened it up for freemen and employees first to sign up. But others she's going to open it up to everybody soon. This is one of those things where they can hold a course and you, oh, here, this is the picture from last week. There you've got Anne-Marie Decker with a mouse on her, sorry. Anne-Marie Decker, Sally Pointer, Ingela Anderson, myself with some sheep, and the village, the Viking village, by the way. In that boathouse there, this is the big hall we'll have the lectures in. In that big boathouse there, that's where they can, I think there's at least 6 tables in there so they can do some gaming and fun. This picture, actually, you'll notice is not very green on the roofs. That's because this picture is taken in October. No, maybe a little bit, maybe September, because the grass is still green. So it'll give you kind of an idea of what it will look like during the day. Let's see, but that's not the post I was looking for. Oops. Loading. I wanted to show Lila's, and then Outer, when you get yours written up, we'll show you off too. Let's see, courses, people selling things. Maybe she didn't post it in an individual, but rather a comment to that. There we go. She wrote it in Norwegian. Var hils til alle gode venner og kjente. Jeg kommer til å være med under Nalbindingsfestivalen 6. til 8. november. Under festivalen kommer jeg til å ha plantefargingskurs i Vikingbyen. Påmeldingen til kurset har jeg allerede laget for de som ønsker å sikre seg plass. Etter hvert vil jeg legge ut påmeldingen offentlig og dele den der, men jeg vil gjerne invitere dere først. Jeg kommer til å legge ut mer detaljer om kurset etter hvert. Men dette er kurset for de som har lite eller ingen erfaring med plantefarging. So Lila, and I can post, they can show that one here. This is Lila Fried anyway. So what she's saying, which I just tried to read in very American dialect in Norwegian. Yes, greetings to all good friends and known. I will be here during the Needlebindings Festival for the 6th of 8th to November. During the festival, I will have a plant dyeing course in the Viking village. Sign up for the course has already been created. So for those who want to guarantee themselves a space, they can do that now. After a little while, and this is posted on June 22nd, after a little while, I will put it out publicly and share it there. But she wanted to make sure to invite our our freeman Vikings and staff first. She will be putting more details about the course out after a while. The course is designed for those with very little experience to no experience in plant dyeing. And this is her page. Fried Skord. Oops, I might have to correct her that it doesn't say nail binding, it's nalbinding, but this is just a translation issue. Festival in the Viking and the Gudvangen Viking village. Fried Skord is her name, so you might be able to look her up there. That's Lila Fried, that's her last name, and here she's doing some plant dyeing. Plant dyeing course during the Nalbinding Festival. Here she does it in Norwegian and then in English. The plant dyeing course takes place between the November 7th through 9th. She needs to write that to 6th to 8th. During the Nalbinding Festival, you will learn about plant dyeing from a historical perspective. We will be dyeing in the Viking village using the resources available to a Viking in Gudvangen, using iron and copper pots over an open fire. With primary colors, yellow, red, and blue, you can achieve every color, every other shade on the color spectrum. This course covers the pre-treatment of yarn and introduces plants you can forage yourself. To register, you click the button below. And here's some pictures of her work. Oh, I took that one. I remember that. And there's some plants. There's Lila in the village. So this will be a very fun one as well. But yeah, these courses are meant to take place between 10:30 and 2 o'clock. So you will be able to join the courses, or to join the lectures if you want to. Because then, let's just face it, it'll be too dark for her to be outside. And this is what her farm looks like. So yeah, Audra, you got to make one of these links too, and then we'll get yours posted too, so people can sign up to yours. And that's Fried's farm. Okay, I have not been paying attention to chat, so I'm going to put this down. We're going to watch Karl get bored with his phone for a few minutes. And let's see. Karl, can you... Oh, yeah, you can get a mini CFS cane. I read that one. I do. This is Audra. Yep, about the course. PJ says I PM'd the latest version of the neck. Let's see. I thought there was something I missed. There we go. Oh, cool. Any better? What do we think of the neck? Oh, I like this neck. Yeah, you can see more definition in the neck too. Yeah. No, I think that's working. He still looks nice and snuggly right here. Good job. Wow. I couldn't even imagine trying to do that. I'd have to do pencil and might never turn out. But I think it looks very good. Okay. And, oh, yep, I found out another thing I need to show before we go. I will bring cider, says Torben. Gimbal. Did you do that?
No.
Let's see. It's going to hang on a second. I need to reset it. I think it was just a little tug on the thing, on the cord. Okay. Albert says, so beer, mead, and Warhammer. I really hope I can come so I have an excuse to paint a kill team in a combat or a combat patrol. You're not the only one that needs to do some painting. Yeah. Do you lose points if you paint with gray figures?
No,
okay.
But kill team is easy. It's just a handful of miniatures. Combat patrol is a little bit bigger. And then actual Warhammer army is enormously big.
See, Lucas says, I would love to come, but I've got some bad health issues. But if you manage it, you know where we are. You could either fly into Bergen, or also there is a bus coming from there as well, or you could take a train to Voss and bus from there. You could also get there by ferry if you wanted to. I was going to say, Donna says, I'd love to see you guys in Nalbinding in November. We'd love to have you. There was another one I missed in here too. Karl looks like a cool bust. That would be something to have on the mantelpiece.
Well, my hourly wage isn't that high, so you can probably afford to have me on your mantelpiece for a little bit.
We could do that, yeah. Okay, then a little bit about. If you've seen my Facebook, you've seen these. I have one video. This is another thing I wanted to show from the phone. I think I shared. Let's see. This as well. I don't know if you can see it. Falling. It's raining men. I'm not kidding. All of those little. And there's one way over there. A pink one. Could be women. If you can see it very well on there, but otherwise go into Facebook and you can see. This is one of two videos where there's parachuters everywhere. This is where they were jumping. Remember I told you in the beginning they were jumping from the mountain over there. Right above, but that's where all of these are. All those little dirt spots on my screen, those are actually parachutes. And they did this on Monday and they did it again on Thursday. I believe. There's Fenris, by the way, the rock. Yeah. But they're jumping from over here, which is where we are. And I can see if I can find I think I have, let's see, this is my page though. That's today. Oh, isn't that great? This is from 2 years ago when they were washing all the wool in the stream. This is Ev. She got the kids helping her out too, which was fun. We're getting a new batch of wool today, I believe, by the way. Oh, that was a crazy guy. Oh, the archaeology did you hear about that, Karl? Amazing news from the world of textile archaeology. Cannot wait for more details. Archaeologists find a huge Viking textile production site in Denmark.
No, I'm not familiar.
No, I have to read more into the article, but here's is this the first one or the second one? This is the one from the parking lot, okay. But the second one was a bit more impressive. But again, they look like flies on my screen, but those are actually parachutes. There's lots and lots and lots of them. But this one, at least, I think I zoomed in on, so. Really cool to see. It's raining men. About 4 or 5 years ago, they landed in the village as part of a stunt. We don't do that anymore. We have way, way too many tourists now to even try that. And that was out in the parking lot. The other video was from inside the village. There we go. Okay, I gotta show some needle binding because we gotta get going. I gotta finish my food cooking. The onions are definitely done. I did turn the thing off. Why is it stuck? Okay. So this is the last week of the stitch of the month, which is 2 plus TR. Twisted from right to left. I have a huge mess on my table, so I'm not sure how we're gonna do this, but we'll try. I did not have time to clean off the table when I got home, and we're also trying to do this vertically. So what could go wrong? Mess. Okay, but the important thing is I have Auder's wine and a puzzle that my kid and I will do later, and a box of chalk. Okay, so 2 plus TR. This one is working with the last 3 loops. Loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. And then you can see the 4th one is twisted. So that's what it'll look like when I finish this loop. Okay, 1 on the thumb, 2 on the thumb. And this 3rd loop, we're going to twist from left to right like that. Just twist. And then you can do, I'm doing F2, you can do whatever connection you want. So F2 would be one new one old one, or you could just alternatively go F1 if you wanted to as well. My yarn is thinner, so I wanted to try F2. And then if I have this loop twisted first, do my connection, go through the twisted loop, and then go under the 2 on your thumb and under the leader yarn. A lock and pull forward in a downward motion, catching the new loop under the old one. That's all there is. Alternatively, you can try to do this in 2 movements. It's easier if you have a chain, but once you're connected to the previous row, it's not so easy anymore. But you could do your connection, pull it through and out of the way, but not all the, just get it out of the way. Enough so that you can reach your needle back this way and tilt from twist like that. And then finish. So you decide whether it's easier to twist the loop first or to do it this way. And if you think this stitch is too dense, because you have a fatter yarn maybe, you can do it with 1 TR. 1 plus TR would be 1 loop on your thumb and you're twisting the second one. 2 plus TR is what we're doing now. 2 loops on your thumb and then twist the 3rd loop. If it's still too loose for you, you can do 3 loops on the thumb and twist the 4th loop. You decide, but that's how you would adjust this stitch for your yarn. And whether you're doing F1 or F2 connection doesn't matter. But I have been doing, the reason I have to pull it through a bit and make sure you don't do this when you do it, that'll mess everything up, get it out of the way, is because if I try to put my needle through there and then twist it, it's not going to be possible. So there you go. And I will eventually finish this. This will be a bag, a pouch, but we're in summer now. I've got so many volunteer freemen in the village right now. It's insane. So I'm been too busy to finish things, but we should have like some sort of a work in progress finish dedication month or something one of these times. But next week will be July on Saturday, right? Yeah. And then we'll have to do a new stitch. I have no idea what it's going to be yet. And some sort of a project. This loop, or this stitch, what I was saying before, is you gotta, it's kind of, because of that twist, it does hug your yarn pretty much. Pretty well. It has a good grip on yarn, so it can wear out your yarn quite a bit. I wouldn't go with really long lengths of yarn on this at a time. The loops, because of that twist, it's a little harder to lock them into place, so you need to stretch out your work at least every time you finish a length of yarn to try to get everything to see the real size of your stitch. I will be steam blocking this like I showed you in an earlier thing because it's very lumpy, and because I'm going to turn this into a bag, like a head-heavy bag, I will line it with a linen fabric to keep it from stretching longer than the length of the Nalbinding, because Nalbinding stretches lengthwise. So it might be a really cool looking bag when I'm done, but if I don't line it, it will get longer and skinnier and looser and not pretty. So line it first. Oh, yeah, it's getting too thin now. There we go. But there you go. Now you know how to do the twisted stitches. But it looks kind of like that. When I lock on the right side, wrong side, you can see there my lumps are not quite into place. They're very bumpy. So if I stretch the crap out of it, which Karl thinks it's funny when I say.
Well, it's funny when you say stretch the bejesus.
Stretch the living bejesus out of it, and then you will get those loops to lock more into place. And then you get a better idea of what size this really is. So this will turn into a pouch. I'm making just a tube, but it will turn into a pouch because what I will do is just stitch the bottom together, and then it's a pouch. It's just one way of doing a pouch. Okay, but hopefully I will finish those because I would really like to see how they would look with Osmond's bone handles on those. I think that'll be kind of fun. Again, they're upside down, but these were the first run ones. They should be like that, but the holes are in the wrong spot, so we'll just do it that way because why not? I'm not wasting anything. Okay. It was the picture of you wearing the collar. Do you know that one, Karl? Oh, the guy wearing, or Torben says, it was the picture of you wearing a collar.
I think it was Conidula.
Oh, yeah, the Conidula. You remembered that one. I forgot we called you that. Yeah, the one where he was wearing the... Yes, it would be a bust you could put on the table. I did show that off while you were outside smoking. That'll teach you to be outside too long.
And I remember it from when the photo was taken, and you couldn't remember it from 20 minutes ago.
We can't all be as smart as me. Don't worry, though. I'm holding a lecture in November.
Make notes, woman.
There's a reason I'm demonstrating. Oh, well, that's why we have Anne and Sally and Ingela coming too. They know everything. Where did they land? Just in the very beginning anyway. I'm just pointing at some trees saying they just landed at a farm over there. But it's about, what, about 400 meters from here? Probably that field.
I don't know where they're supposed to land.
Big
I
field.
just noticed when they land somewhere they're not supposed to.
Yeah. Big field, usually used for sheep grazing. Or farming grass and to make hay for the... Yeah, but they land out there. Actually, I do have one picture of that. I need to go into chat, close some windows here. Because Liga posted some pictures from when she was out there watching. So you can see these ones. She even has a little video clip. So there they are. It looks a little lower from the mountainside here, but we're a couple about 400 or 500 meters that way, I think. So the mountains look a little bit different angled, but these are those avalanches that you can see from our house. And here's this little patch where they're supposed to land. Because this is a competition. So they're sitting, there's people all around watching it. And we live right that way. There's where they're supposed to land. And there you can see, this looks familiar. That's right up from us. So we're here.
Hello.
Ah. Fail. Okay. I hit my thing on the gimbal so it's not holding. There we go. Are we ready? The yellow guy's gonna land. But this is a competition, so it's how they land is the thing. Whether they land on their mark, how far they off they are, do they jump? Jump around when they land, or... This one looks like a bumblebee. Yeah, those houses are literally just about a block from here. Missed. But there you can see the field they were landing in. Yeah, I forgot that Liga had captured a video of that, so you can see. But it's quite cool to see. It's literally raining men. That might be a woman, I don't know. They all look the same in flight suits. But only one little trip there, and that's it. Perfect. Anyhow, let's see if I can fix the gimbal again. I think that's about all we've got to cover. I've got a kid I'm going to feed. We're going to have some first price spaghetti and spaghetti sauce. You know, my favorite name brand. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Come.
Now I know why the gimbal keeps getting knocked. He's flirting with the cat so that Jay's cat has something to flirt with. Jay's going to be here soon in not too many weeks. Yeah, brew. There she is. Karl the cuddler.
My cat whisperer.
Let's see. I have to read this on chat on the screen because I can't see. Yeah, the Lingsula, says Torbjörn. Just 2.5 hours. Yeah, no, just 2.5 hours today. No, but we got through a lot anyway. We just didn't do the strange Viking finds, but I didn't have time to look any up either, so. Except for a horseshoe. Anyway, but it was obviously a horseshoe. Say goodbye, Karl.
Bye.
You're going to find something sobering next week?
Hopefully not. We have to go to Voss one of these days. You
Yeah, we
understand
do.
this? And not on a Sunday.
When everything is closed. Hi, Carla. Okay. No, anyway, have fun. We will see you next week, Saturday, probably 7 o'clock. Hopefully I'll figure out what's going on with my I'll figure out what's going on with my dick space. No, my disc space. Definitely time to go. I've only had 2 little shots.
That's a new euphemism for pussy, if I ever heard one.
It's always at the end of the episode this crap comes out.
You
Alright.
shouldn't be pulling out your dick space.
I'm going to figure out what's going on with my dick space. We'll all be fine by next week. Dick spaces. Disc space on my computer, and maybe we can see the rest of Gregor's stand, and time to go. Bye. Oh, but I'll ask you. But I ask you. No, okay. See you next week, probably 7 o'clock. Okay. Bye.